And we are live. Welcome, everybody, to the Greatness Podcast. This is your man. This is your boy, J Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation. And as usual, my man Supersonic Wolf is here. And today's a special day. Today is his birthday. So I want all you guys in the comment section to wish my man a happy birthday. He's finally a grown man now. He's officially the general of the world. So, give a salute out to my man Wolf. Now, Wolf, everybody already knows you, but go ahead for the newcomers. Go ahead and give you a shout out. Let them know who you are.
Yo, what's up, PlayStation Nation? You know who it is. It's the guy that's always ahead of his time. Bringing you that greatness once again with my man Kratos, the god of PlayStation. And yes, it is my birthday. That's why I'm just saying, everybody on the comment section, take it a little easy, man. It's my birthday. I know some of you guys like going too hard, and especially some of you weirdos out there. But yeah, man, just be a little considerate today. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have that positive vibe going on around me. So yeah, do appreciate the introduction, Kratos, man. And yeah, man, we're here to bring that greatness like no other, man. And do you want to get to the topics?
We can get to the topics, man. It's a wonderful day today. It's been a bunch of news coming out on the scene. Thank you for all you guys in the comments section that's rocking out with us. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, hit that bell button, and keep rocking out with us. And we will keep giving you the motherfucking facts. All right, let's start it. Let's start it now. First with the first topic. Go ahead, Wolf. Let me know what you got, man.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, man, I think you told me about it, and I was pretty shocked because I thought we would never get this news until GamesCom. But it just so happens that Gran Turismo Sport is going to release. They've given a solid date of October 17th. 2017, and that is literally a week and a half after Forza.
Exactly.
A week and a half after Forza Motorsport 7, and I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I'm pretty shocked. I guess they're looking to go head to head and compete in some kind of way. Although Forza 7 is coming out first, I guess. So they do have a little bit of a head start, but I do think it's going to do real good. A lot of, especially the PlayStation Nation, a lot of people have been looking forward to this game for forever.
Exactly.
Well, we've been knowing about this game since 2015, I believe, right?
Yeah, man. What happens when you starve the people?
Oh, yeah, man. When you starve the people, man, they're going to rush out and buy what they can,
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I saw the trailer. It looks really, really good. It looks promising. I don't think I'm going to be getting it day one, but I will get the game eventually, because I got all this other greatness, piled onto me right now. So even if I buy Gran Turismo Sport day one, I probably won't even get to it. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you,
now,
man.
You, on the other hand, you, Mr. God of PlayStation, I know you're going to be all over that shit.
Man, you already know. I'm the god of all things racing. Of course, I'm going to be getting Forza and that GT Sport, the god of simulation racing. Obviously today is Wolf's birthday. Today is a special day for me. GT Sport has officially been announced with the release date. So your boy is all hyped up. I'm on cloud 9. Can't wait for that puppy to come out. Yes, I am going to buy the TGT Thrustmaster GT Sport racing wheel. Can't wait for that puppy to come up for pre-order. But I'm excited. I'm glad that we finally.
I know this, yeah, because you're gonna be like the kid in the candy store when this drops, man. I could tell already.
Exactly.
I can already tell.
You know it, man. You know it. I'm gonna have to get my reviews. I'm gonna have to get my live, play-by-play and and side-by-side comparison. I'm gonna have to do that. And all you guys in the comment section and all you guys who subscribe to us are gonna be there day one with both of the games, and we will see who is the official king of racers. Obviously, GT Sport blows Forza out of the water when it comes to sales, overall sales. But the question is, which one is the better game? Now, we're not talking about Forza Horizon, because obviously, you know, it's an arcade game. That's a whole different genre.
Apples and oranges, man.
Yeah. We're talking about the Forza Motorsport series and the Gran Turismo series. So it's going to be interesting seeing these things, but this was the news I've been waiting for. Wolf will tell you, man, I've been having this game pre-ordered since last year. So I'll
tell you one thing, though, man. It's going to be a great October is going to be a great month for racing enthusiasts out there. If you're a racing fan, you're going to be spoiled for choice. You got, I think you also got Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Need for Speed also coming out real soon.
And Project Cars 2.
GT Sports, Forza 7. My God.
And Wolf, we're just gonna touch on the topic a bit, but along with that, guys, we also have something called the Mario Kart VR coming as well. So you know, that's a new hot on the press. We'll get to that a little bit later, but you know, if you're a racing fan, you're gonna have a great fall.
Oh, definitely. You're definitely gonna have a great fall, man. And if you're a multi-console owner, even better. You know, you get to experience both games, Forza and GT. And now, if you're a one-console gamer, obviously you're gonna debate. You're gonna say GT's better, and you're also gonna say Forza's better. Now, all of that is all subjective. You know, there is no facts. There is no what's better and what's not. You know, I have my opinion, and I'm sure my man Kratos right here has his opinion. He believes GT Sports is better, and that's cool, you know?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you know, he sometimes he disagrees with him. He disagrees with me, and I disagree with him, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah. But as far as competition between the two, it's going to be pretty exciting because I guess Forza's coming out first, so obviously they have the head start, you know?
Yeah, they have a week head start.
They do have a week and a half head start, in fact. So, especially when it comes to sales and everything. But I can really see, you know, people buying Forza when the Xbox One X drops.
Exactly.
I don't know how many people are going to buy it on the regular Xbox, because I spoke to you and you said yourself that, yo, I don't want to buy this on the regular Xbox. Hell no.
Exactly. I'll wait for the X to come out and play it the way it's supposed to be played. In dynamic and checkerboard rendered mode.
You're already starting something here.
A lot of people are
going to be going off on you, man.
Hey, I'm having fun, guys. Today is Wolf's birthday, man, and we have a GT Sport release date. So I'm on cloud 9. He's on cloud 9. We're just having fun.
Oh, definitely. I just want to give a few shout outs, man. Shout out to you, Jesus, PlayStation Derek, Dark211. Shout out to you, Chris Davis. What's happening? Good to see you on the chat. Keep it real. What's up? What's happening? Thanks for dropping by. AJ Felton, man. What's happening, AJ, man? Good to see you on here too, man. Do appreciate you dropping by. But yeah, as I'm saying, I cannot really see a lot of people buying it on the regular Xbox. Although people who are unable to afford the X, they'll probably buy on the regular Xbox. But I could see a lot of people, especially in this community, they would want to buy it when the X finally drops. But it doesn't really make a difference at the end of the day, because the very same game that you're playing on your, let's just say you buy the disc, right? The very same game you play on your S, you could put that shit on your X. And here's the problem, though. You're going to have to download 4K assets, which requires an internet connection. So you're pretty much fucked on that aspect. If you don't have an internet connection, you'll miss out on that 4K greatness.
Look, Forza is it's going to have 100 gigs, 100 gigs just for that one game. And, you know, once you get the 4K assets, the recording of the 4K record feature, that hard drive is going, I mean, shit, man, that hard drive is going to be toast. So,
yo, how much terabytes are they giving with the 1X? I don't really remember.
Only 1 terabyte, man. So what? Only 1 terabyte.
Yo, are they out of their fucking mind? Why the hell would they give 1 terabyte, man?
I know. And Wolf, you know what? The crazy thing about it, they recorded a 5-minute 4K 4K recording, and that thing topped out at 800 gigabytes. You heard me right.
How much is the PlayStation 4 Pro? How much?
Yes.
How much do they give with that? Hard disk drive.
You get one. You do get 1 terabyte, but it's $399. And again, it doesn't. There's not any games out there that has 100 gigabytes. I don't know. I can kind of see.
Here's where I'll come into this, man. I just think it's pretty fucked up from both sides that they're only giving us 1 terabyte.
Well,
what's up with that?
Here's the messed up part about it.
Sony need to give 2 terabytes. Microsoft need to give at least 2 to 3.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. But
one ain't gonna cut it for me. I'm just saying.
I agree. But Wolf, here's the thing, okay? You've been having your PlayStation 4 for almost going on a year, man. Okay. So a year at 1 terabyte, something that released a year ago at a cheaper price, that's a little bit more excusable than something that's not even out yet, and yet it's coming out with 1 terabyte at $500. It's kind of hard for me, I get they're in the same boat, but one is coming out a year later. How can you, with 4K recording, how can you not?
Well, yeah, especially for $500, man, it should have been at least 2 terabyte at minimum.
Yeah. I think, you know what? If it would have came out with 2 terabyte, that would have kind of helped sell the $500 price tag some. But think about it. Day one, if you want to use all the features of the Xbox One, all the features, 100% of them, you're going to be required to go out and buy an external hard drive. So you can get an external hard drive, I think like an 8 terabyte for like $150 or something like that. I don't see people. There's no reason to buy anything less than 8 terabyte these days. It's just,
that's why they kind of being stingy with the whole, hard disk drive and everything, because they know if they put less, it's going to force you to go out and buy a hard drive or something like that. Same thing with the handheld. Same thing with the Vita. Yeah. They don't give you jack shit when it comes down to memory, right? They don't give you anything.
True.
It forces you to go out and buy a proprietary memory card, and you have to do it if you want to play or if you want to download games.
Well, here's the thing about the Switch, Wolf. The only reason you need an external memory card is if you want to download the full games on your thing. You're not required to do that. You can always just buy the cartridge and you have 32 gigabytes of built-in storage. So if you have a Switch, you don't have to go out and buy a memory card at all. You can just buy all your games on the little memory card. You don't have to download them, to the system. So there's an option there. That's it's an option if you want to have it. But with the Xbox One X, it's mandatory. To a certain extent, even with the Pro, with all the games Sony's been releasing, it's really a requirement. I'm glad we finally
don't even tell me about the hard disk drive space on my Pro, because I think it only took me 2 months and that shit was already full.
Yeah, with all the games,
with all the bangers that they dropped, it was full. And I don't mean to take shots towards the Xbox, but I had a 2 terabyte Xbox One S. S. It was a 2 terabyte model.
Yeah.
And it didn't even take up 1 terabyte.
Yeah.
With all the games I had. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them were 360 games. And 360 games don't really take much anyway to begin with. They only take like a gig, 2 at most.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is, man. But it's going back to GT Sports and Forza, man. Obviously Forza do have the jump on them in terms of releasing first. Obviously, when it comes to sell, they're gonna sell good for the first week, maybe.
Yeah.
But then more people are gonna go ahead and buy it with the X. They probably may have it bundled with the X. Who knows? Because they haven't even given no information about the X as far as pre-orders or anything. Pre-orders haven't even gone live yet. They haven't given any info on pre-orders going live or when it's gonna go live. Now I'm hoping GamesCom they could really give us something solid in regards to that.
Well, let me ask you this, Wolf. Okay, you got a console that's coming out in November. And guys are asking, hey, where is this system? Why can't I pre-order it? What's going on with it? There's a lot of people worried that this thing is going to get pushed into next year to make sure that it's ready for games, because the only games that are going to be available for it are, you know, old games that you've already played for the last few years, and Crackdown 3. And Crackdown 3 will come at date on the Xbox One X.
Do you think they should give that game for free?
I think you know what, Wolf, and that's a great segue into our next topic, which is Crackdown 3. From the footage that you sent me a couple of links, and I saw the footage on YouTube of that game.
It was direct feed gameplay.
It was direct feed.
It wasn't off screen. It wasn't none of that. It was direct feed gameplay on how the game is going to look and how it's going to play.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I know you have a lot to say about it, so I'm going to just lay back, pass you over the mic, and I'll get my popcorn ready right there.
Guys, I am not impressed at all. I'm really disappointed with Crackdown 3. We were sold the power of the cloud and the destructibility and everything about this game, and yet we haven't seen one piece of footage. With this system being only mere 2 months away, you know, a couple of months away, basically, we haven't seen any destructible cloud damage. We haven't seen anything. As a matter of fact, most of you guys will probably agree with me but basically at E3, Microsoft was basically hiding this game. They brought out Terry Crews. They showed, you know, maybe 1 minute of CGI trailer that really didn't look impressive at all. Yeah. And it's, you know what, 6 teraflops, the beast. I expected more, and maybe, you know, maybe I
do you remember when they first showed Crackdown 2 years ago?
Yes,
they had a little it was a little snippet, a little snippet from the beginning when you saw the actual character, and then you saw like the city, you know, behind his back, and we thought, holy shit, man, this looks fucking insane, yo, man. If the game looks like that, yo, forget about it, man. But then, you know, come to find out when we see the actual gameplay, it doesn't look anything like it. I guess they wanted to stick with the cel-shaded art style, like the original 2. Yeah. But I was expecting the game to look like the way the trailer looked. But am I disappointed? I guess in terms of the graphics, I'm a little bit disappointed, but I'm pretty sure the game is still going to be good and it's going to be fun to play.
Wolf, cel-shaded games, we've seen amazing cel-shaded games. Look at Zelda. That game is amazing graphically with this art style. So that's no excuse. And that was done on a 1 teraflop system. That's the biggest problem I have with the Xbox One X and Crackdown. We have systems that are substantially 5 and 6 times less powerful, that have better graphically demanding art styles and gameplay. Look at God of War on the PlayStation 1, a 1.86 teraflop system. Now, graphically, that game is killing almost anything shown thus far. But Crackdown 3, with the power of 6 teraflops, it should be killing Zelda. It should be killing.
I think, do you know what it is, though, man? I think when it comes down to the Xbox One X, and when it comes down to the 6 teraflops and 12 gigs of RAM and this and that, all right, I think the games that are going to fully take advantage of this third break it, because Sea of Thieves is not really taking advantage like that. You know, you and I can both agree. Yeah. Any Xbox fan could agree that Sea of Thieves is not taking advantage of the power of this beast.
So
neither is Crackdown. Look at Infamous.
Yeah, you're right.
Infamous is a 2014 game.
Yeah.
Graphically, it's night and day between, you know, that and Crackdown.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, anyone can admit. But does it mean Crackdown's a bad game? Hell no.
No. Yeah, you're right.
It still looks like it's a lot of fun.
Hopefully the gameplay, Wolf, can save this game and cause people to go out and buy it. But here's the thing.
From what I've seen from the gameplay, the HUD gameplay that I saw, it does look like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Now, I want to see the destructibility and, you know, leveling the place, because they're talking about, you know, you could level the place completely and all that.
Why haven't we seen that?
Yeah, I want to see them
Levolution. You remember Levolution? That was the code name. That was the term for this game. Levolution. That was you're supposed to be able to level. Wolf, they showed it at E3. They've been showing, we've been seeing over the, off
Well,
screen
they
footage.
said, to be fair, they did say they're gonna have a lot to show at San Diego Comic-Con, right? That's where they're gonna show more stuff. They're gonna have more news. So maybe when it comes down to them leveling the city and everything, they may show all of that at Comic-Con, maybe even at Gamescom. Who knows?
Wolf, why wouldn't you show it at the Super Bowl of gaming? You're trying to sell a brand new system. You want the world to see it. You don't want to go to a small mom and pop event. Why would you do that? This is your launch game. This is, matter of fact, the only game that you're gonna have exclusively.
So you're not gonna support the game. You say you're not.
No. I'm not.
So it's got a brother in there, man. You know what I mean? You're not gonna support the brother. Come on, bro.
All right, man. You twisted my arm. God damn it.
No, I'm joking, man. I'm playing with you.
Maybe I can save myself and just say, okay, well, I'm going to make sure I get Assassin's Creed. That one got a brother in there. I got to get that one. But
I didn't cool.
No.
I'll let you off right there, man.
Here's the thing, though. But this is okay. This is supposed to be your system seller. This is the game that everyone out there, and this is the problem I have. Everyone's asking, show me what this system can do. Do you think Microsoft, and for you guys in the chat, Chris, Keep It Real, all Derek, PlayStation Derek, all you guys, do you think Microsoft has shown you what this system can do and the power of it and the reason that you should buy this game? Have they shown that to you thus far?
With multiplats, I would say yes. With first party, not exactly. That's the thing. I guess they're trying to save all of that for I guess they're trying to save games like the next Gears of War game, maybe, or maybe maybe the Coalition's new IP.
What multiplat have they showed you that no other system can do? What have they showed you? Show me.
Well, the only game I'd say I was impressed with was Anthem.
Okay,
I'm keeping it real.
Okay, and is Anthem not coming on the Pro? Have we seen Anthem? What's they have to show you? This system can only do this. This is the only system that can do that. We haven't seen that. We've seen a ton of games that show the PlayStation Pro is the killer system to have. We have not seen that.
I don't even think it's anything to do with the system, the PlayStation 4 system. I said it before. It's all about the talent, right? It's all about the crafting. It's about the artistry, and Sony have that on their side.
Yeah,
everybody can agree, right? They have all of that on their side, and they're using that to their advantage. That's why you got games like Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted 4, God of War, and so on. And Days Gone as well looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah, but how can you sell a system on third party? But third party is the game is going to look the same. It's going to be the same on all the platforms. So how can you say I haven't seen it? They haven't shown. I haven't seen a game.
Here's the thing, Kratos, right? Remember, last generation, right?
Yes.
The 360 for the majority, they had better multiplats, right? And a lot of people were buying multiplats on 360 over the PS3. More people bought Call of Duty on 360.
I agree.
Right? But then the tables turned all of a sudden, right? Come this generation.
Yeah.
Come 2013, everything changed. The game completely changed. The narrative completely changed as well at the same time.
Yeah.
People were buying Call of Duty on PlayStation after that.
Yeah.
Then, Sony ended up getting the marketing rights and the early content for Call of Duty. They ended up getting early content for Destiny, and they've been getting marketing rights for so many other games that are huge and they were big on the Xbox, like Mass Effect.
Yeah.
But then everything just changed. Microsoft just want that W back. That one W that they lost, they want it back, which is having better multiplats.
But is that enough for you to spend $500 just to have a slightly, more textures of grass? Is that enough for you to spend $500?
For me personally, I wouldn't say it's enough. Now, do I want to buy it or do I want it in the future? Maybe. I may get the X in the future, but definitely not buying it day one. Right now, I can't really justify it at the moment because everything that you see
Yeah.
on screen, like it could be played on a regular Xbox and it won't be a night and day difference. I want to see something with a night and day difference.
Okay, basically, Wolf, you just proved what I was trying to say. You basically said what I was trying to say. I want to buy this system and see where my $500. I want to be able to say, yep, this is definitely the definitive console and edition of the games to have. That's all I'm asking. And they haven't shown that to me at E3 or any YouTube video. So I'm still waiting for them to show me that. They hid
one thing I do
Crackdown.
give one thing I do give the X though. Obviously, besides what's under the hood and the vapor chamber cooling system, the harvest method, and let's forget all of that.
Yeah.
It is a sexy looking box. That I'm gonna give to them. It's a good looking box, sleek design. I kind of get that Apple vibe every time I look at that thing.
Wolf.
But here's the thing. What were you gonna say?
To tell you the truth, to me, maybe my eyes are messed up, but it looks like a black version of the Xbox One S.
And is that a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing.
Sexy as hell.
I agree. I agree. The Xbox One S is an attractive console, but again, it looks the same, except it's a black version of the Xbox One S from what I see. Now,
well, apparently it's smaller than the S, though. That's the thing. Apparently it's smaller. It's the smallest Xbox they ever made.
According to Digital Foundry, it is very slightly smaller, and it is smaller, and that is a feat compared to the 1.3 teraflops of the Xbox One S and to have 6 teraflops in such a small package. Yes, but again,
do you think they can go any smaller than that though? Because it's going to come to that point.
No, we don't need them to. You know what? The Xbox One X could literally be the size of the OG Xbox One, and I don't think anyone will complain. The problem is this system was touted for 2 years about the power, and yet we do not see where that power is going. Sony has showed the power of 1.86 teraflops, yet we don't see any of that power being displayed on the Xbox One X. From what we saw. Now, I don't know if they have something hiding, but show us. We need to see why we have to buy this system. You show us. That's all I'm asking. I haven't seen anything that looks substantially better than what's on the other platforms or the original Xbox One. That's all I'm saying.
What I do want to see from them, apparently they got upgrades coming for some of the games. The games are currently out right now.
Yeah, the old games.
Like games like The Witcher, Halo 5,
yeah,
and so on. I think they've shown there was actually a list of all the games that are going to be running at native 4K or checkerboard 4K or whatever, right?
Yeah,
4K mode.
I can't wait to play those games. I can't wait to play those games. But
they've shown that list, right? They've shown that list. But then I want to see Halo 5. That's the game I really want to see. I want to see with this update, is there going to be a night and day difference? Because when I saw it on the regular Xbox, two years ago, I wasn't that impressed. Yeah. Now the game is really fun and it has awesome multiplayer. Kind of disappointed with like the way it ended and everything.
Yeah,
but that's like I said, that's neither here or there. I wasn't too impressed with the graphics. Like I didn't look at this thing and say, you know what, this is the only system, that's capable of running a game like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's say this, Wolf, okay? Let's say you beat a game 2 to 3 years ago. Let's say 3 to 4 years ago. You beat a game. Let's say you beat Rise. You beat Sunset Overdrive. You beat Forza Motorsports 2, 3. You've beat, Scream Ride. You've beat all of those games that these guys say that they play on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That are their exclusive. Is it enough just to play those same games that most people didn't buy anyway, just because it's 4K? And if it is, was that the whole narrative of the reason the Xbox One lost was because of resolution? Was that the only deal? Or was it because they only released games during the holiday period?
I think that they haven't been taking L's because of resolution only. I think that, some of it was to do with resolution, but I think the majority were to do with the bangers.
Yeah. So do you? Yeah.
Xbox were releasing games, but it was towards the holiday season. They will release only the amount of games that you could count is probably with your 5 fingers or less
Yeah.
during the holiday season. Anything before that, they'll probably give you like Killer Instinct DLC or a small game like Ori and the Blind Forest.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them Quantum Break. They released Quantum Break in 2016, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, last year. That was like the first AAA at the first half of the year that they released this generation. Because everything else,
So
I'll give them Timefall as well. I'll
would
give them that. But
would you go?
everything else was just like really poor. Like their first six
Mm-hmm.
months, like from January to
Mm-hmm.
June, it's been god awful, man.
Yeah. Would you go? Would you go and buy all those games that you used to have if you didn't buy them digitally? Let's say you bought the physical copy, and now you got rid of your Xbox.
But
Would you
I
go and
do
buy
I
all
do
of
want to
those
say one
games
thing.
again?
Could I just say one thing before you
Go
ask
ahead.
that question?
Go ahead.
Now, because of that, the early half of the year where they've been lacking on,
Mm-hmm.
I guess Microsoft have finally listened. Now, next year, 2018, they got games for the beginning of the year. So I'll give them that. I guess they've been listening to people out there. It's not always about the holiday season.
But
A lot of games that you
yeah,
release during that period,
yeah,
it's gonna be overshadowed by Call of Duty, by
definitely.
Destiny, by Star Wars Battlefront, by Assassin's Creed. These are like, these are bangers upon bangers. You know what I'm saying? Of all
Yeah,
bangers, you don't want to release whatever you have next to that.
yeah. Well, let me.
You're throwing it in with the
Yeah,
sharks, man. You're gonna get destroyed.
yeah. Well, let me ask you this, okay? The Xbox One X launches November the 7th. Am I correct?
That's correct.
By the time November the 7th come, guys, we'll already be playing the Battlefronts, the Star Wars Battlefronts. We would have already been playing the Call of Duties. We would have already been playing all of these other, the Assassin's Creed, all of that stuff would already be out. The guys would have already been playing it in 4K on the Pro. And they would already been playing it on the OG Xbox One and the Xbox One S. The games, by the time the Xbox One X launch, those games would be a footnote for the year. Do you think people will just wait and just say, you know what? Well, it looks like I'm just going to wait till the One X drops in November, and then I'll buy Cuphead, and then I'll buy, all these other games eventually. Isn't that going to show you? Isn't that going to show disparaging in the NPDs and the way the games sell? Isn't it going to show that, obviously, I took Nintendo out of the equation. Once Mario drops around that time frame, I mean, good luck. I hate to say it, but good luck. But Mario's going to drop like a ticking time bomb. That's just
Let me tell you one thing. Like a console, I look at it as a gun, Like as a revolver, you could look at it as an MP5 or Glock. You know what I'm saying? That's how you look at a console, right?
mm-hmm.
And the thing is, you need ammo for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't have ammo for this powerful Glock that you're holding in your hand,
Yeah.
then there's no point even holding the Glock to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now with Sony and with PlayStation 4 Pro, it may not be the most powerful Glock in the world, but you're gonna have all these bullets inside that say Spider-Man, God of War, Days Gone, Death Stranding, Kojima's new game, and so on.
But look,
so you're gonna have all of that.
I haven't even got to the Sony side of things. I'm just saying I have an Xbox One S, okay?
Yeah.
So do I want to play these games? And thank you, Craig, for correcting me. The release date for Star Wars Battlefront 2 is November the 7th.
17th.
The 17th. Yeah. And so the Xbox One X. Yeah. Okay. So that would be one game that it won't release until after, but all the other games release before the Xbox One X launches. So will you go out and buy it and play it on your Xbox One S and your OG Xbox and just play that for a couple of weeks or a month or so, and then wait for the X and then play it on that? Or will you guys just save your money and wait until November the 7th and then just buy all the games then? Because it's going to show in the sales report that.
Well, it all depends what type of customer you are. It all depends. If you're a content creator, you would want to buy those games day one so you could upload and create content about these games on YouTube or whatever, you want to be the first to do it. So obviously, when it comes down to that, you're gonna buy it for the regular Xbox. You're not gonna wait for the X.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're like very OCD and shit, and you want everything perfect, I guess you'll save your money and you buy the X and you'll buy all of those games that you missed out on, and you'll buy it all together as a bundle. I guess that's how you're gonna do it. But as for me, man, I won't buy the X day one. I will get it eventually, but I'll wait until there's like more games out there on the Xbox, so that way some of the games I did miss out on, I don't think I missed out on that many, but whatever I did miss out on, I could just pick it up along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, I would just wait, because I hate to say it, maybe I'm just like that, but I do not want to play the inferior version of anything on a platform. If I know the new is coming out, I do not want to see anything other than the best way. That's why I went out and bought a 4K OLED TV, because I do not want to see any of my PlayStation or my Xbox games anything less than the way it's designed to be played, with the proper colors, the proper resolution, the proper everything. But that's just me. But I think most people will probably just hold out for the X. Do you really want to play Forza 7 on the Xbox One, knowing that
everything that they've shown about Forza 7, that wasn't on a regular Xbox? Hell fucking no. That was on the X. Maybe some of that footage was from PC as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know how at the moment till this day, we don't even know how this thing looks on the regular Xbox. So it could be a 9-day difference. It could look completely poor, and it could like ruin your whole experience, man. So I wouldn't want to play it on an inferior product and then end up playing it on a superior product a month later. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because it kind of spoils everything for me. You know what I'm saying? It'll just ruin everything.
Well, because but you know what? Maybe most people, in order to see the value of the Xbox One X, maybe they have to play the inferior version and then go and play the X version and be like, yeah, it's a big difference. But if you're used to playing on the PlayStation in the PlayStation 4 Pro, maybe that's why we're so underwhelmed, because we've already been playing the stuff that looks just dynamite, the stuff in 4K. Maybe that's why it's underwhelming to us. But to all the guys who have the Xbox One and the Xbox One S, it's going to be a night and day difference to those guys, because they don't know what to expect from 4K unless they have a PC. And if you have a PC, then why would you be getting the X?
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people buying the X, knowing the fact that they don't even have a 4K TV. Some of these people don't even have 4K TV, but they're still going to buy the X because of the downsampling, the super sampling, and everything like that. So it's still going to look better on a 1080p TV compared to the S, but it wouldn't be that much of a difference, though.
Yeah, but to tell you the truth, man, this just to me, man. If I had a damn 1080p TV, I shouldn't even be playing in the 4K realm. I do not want to play my PlayStation 4 Pro on a 1080p TV. That's just me. It's not designed for that. It's a waste of money. I know all the downsampling crap, but at the same time, when you spend that type of money, when you spend $400 and $500, it's for a reason.
But eliminate the jaggies and everything like that. And me, my eyes bleed a hell of a lot.
Yes.
Sometimes I get headache. I get headaches sometimes when I get jaggies on my screen. So when you get the Pro or whatever, or the X, it will eliminate all of that, even on a 1080p TV.
So let me ask you this then, Wolf. Okay, like Craig said, Destiny 2 is releasing in September. Do you think people will buy that game in September and play it on their Xbox One S and their Xbox One for 2 months and then go and spend $500 and play it on the X? Do you think they're going to do that, or do you think they're just going to say, man, I'm just going to wait? Because
no, I personally think that if you're a Destiny, I ain't really talking about a casual Destiny player. If you're a guy that plays Destiny on a regular, if you're part of this Destiny community, you do raids, you do your strike missions, your dailies and everything like that. If you do all of that, you would want to play it. You would want to buy it day one. It don't matter what system. I think the
I
Xbox
do
guys,
agree with that.
I
I do
think
agree with that.
they don't want to. They're not going to hold out until the X. They're not going to do that. I'll tell you why they're not going to do that, because once they buy it on the X and they start playing, they're going to be well behind compared to everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but man, your eyes are gonna bleed. Well, maybe if you're used to, if I don't know, man.
Now, Forza is a different thing because that's not well. Although it has multiplayer, I play Forza for the single player mostly. You know what I'm saying? So I can wait until the X drops to play Forza. But a game like Destiny, I'm not gonna wait 3 months, away from its original release.
Okay, but you're spending that money. You're spending $500, okay, to have better resolution. Basically, that's what the X is. It's a system for better resolution. If you're not going to get better resolution until 2 or 3 months later, are you still willing to forego buying a game? Will you wait, or will you buy it? Will you buy it now? Like, hey, the game came out today. I don't want to wait 2 months. I'll just play the inferior, ugly version or uglier version, and then I'll get to play the clean, pristine, checkerboarded version later.
I'll play the inferior version there and there, man.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be left behind. But that's just me, though. It all depends on the gamer that you are, though. Like, some people out there that dedicate Destiny players, they'll want to play it there and there, and there's some that will just hold out. It all depends on you, man, individually.
So, do you think Microsoft should have released the Xbox One X a little bit closer to summer, so those games?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll tell you why, though. I think August would have been like the perfect launch date for this console, because I remember last year they launched the Xbox One S during August time. The 2 terabyte model and the 1 terabyte model and the 500 gig model.
Yeah.
All of those, you saw it during August and September. So, releasing it November 7th, I just don't know what they're thinking, yo. Like,
they're trying to get the Christmas crowd. They and to be fair to Microsoft, they've said that, hey, this system is not meant to be our number one seller. We know that that's going to be the Xbox and the Xbox One X.
Yeah, Phil made it known. He actually made it known that, hey, this is for a certain customer out there. This is made for the Elite Control customer. People who like the Elite controller, that's made for them. So I get that. Yeah. But if you're doing all this promoting at E3, talking about power, having chips in your mouths, and doing all this, crazy nonsense, like, you really should have done a better job when it comes down to showing people a reason to buy the console. 4K is cool, don't get me wrong, 4K is cool.
Yeah.
But you need content to show along with it. That, hey, we got this and it looks like this.
Yeah.
Now, doing it with multiplats, I guess it works sometimes. I guess it worked with Sony with certain multiplats.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Sony also showed exclusives that ran on the console to give people a reason that, hey, you know what? I want to buy that console because it can deliver a banger like this.
Well,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. They decided to launch Crackdown 3 date with the Xbox One X. Why don't you? I mean, we know that they pushed the rest of the games back to next year so they can have some games for next year. When I go to the store and I buy that Xbox One X, first thing I'm going to do as a customer now, not just the regular casual does not know all of this stuff. Hey, you can go buy your old Xbox One games and it'll play that. I'm a type of gamer, Wolf. When I buy new systems, I buy it for new games. I don't buy it to play old crap that I already played. That's just me.
Well, it depends. It all depends what type of customer you are. Now, if you go to a store, let's just say a lot of customers, like nowadays, in today's day and age, right? We're talking about now.
Yeah.
Every time you go to a store, I'm talking about electronic store, not even GameStop or Game or Best Buy or whatever, just a regular electronic store, right?
Yeah.
The TVs that you see on display, they're all 4K TVs. It's very rare to find a 1080p TV. It's very rare. You probably have them at the back of the store or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to phase them out slowly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everything you see on display is 4K. So obviously, when you're a consumer and you're going to a store, you're buying a TV, it's obviously going to be a 4K TV right now. So with the Xbox One X, when people go to the store and you're just an average consumer, you're a casual at the same time, and you just want a gaming system, but then you're going to get somebody in the store saying that, hey, this is the better one to get because it will take advantage of your 4K TV. I'm sure there's going to be customers out there that probably going to buy they're going to buy the X. You know.
Well, if you've been waiting, okay, for 4 years to have the best version of a multiplat, or to have some kind of emotional calmness within yourself, you're gonna have to get the X. That's just it. But
yeah, they're gonna, because the thing is, the way they're gonna try to sell it to you, it's gonna make you feel a certain way. That's why you're gonna be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Because I want better graphics. Now, that's just like a regular guy. Now, it would, like I said, it depends on what, how deep your pockets are. Some people, they don't have pockets like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably be happy with a $230 Xbox One S.
Yeah.
So it all depends. I can see this thing selling maybe the first week. Maybe it could sell 1 or 2 million. But after that, I don't know if it's going to sell like hotcakes. I don't think it's going to fly off the shelves after that.
Well, we already know. Okay, we've seen this before. We've seen this with the original Xbox One. We've seen this with the PlayStation 3. $500. When people look at that, they look at it like, damn, that's a car note. That's, some people say that, hey, that's rent. Some people say, man, $500, I can get a Switch and a PlayStation Slim, and some games for that price. So I understand Microsoft said it's for the higher end gamer, but at the same time, that's not good enough for the Xbox fanboys. That's not good for them. They are already touting that they're going to win NPDs for the rest of the year with the X. But, obviously they're discounting the Nintendo Switch, and they're discounting,
See, when the Xbox fanboys, right, they're saying that, Microsoft are going to win the NPDs for November. I don't know what to say about that, because you got Call of Duty coming out in November, Star Wars Battlefront also in November. They might even get custom consoles. We may see another Darth Vader console or whatever, a Stormtrooper console.
Yeah.
So, like, when you see something like that, when you see a custom bundle or custom console with a multiplat on PlayStation, people flock to it, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
2 years ago? That proved it. A Darth Vader sticker destroyed the greatest lineup in Xbox history. It destroyed it.
X.
You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know. I think it's gonna do good, but I don't know. As far as NPD on who's gonna win, I could care less who's gonna win, because I don't really care about sales like that.
Yeah, all gamers are going to win this holiday season. That's just a fact.
Yeah, it's going to be a W for everybody. But as far as these companies and corporations go, it's going to be real tough for Microsoft, man. I feel like Sony have a lot going for them. They have
not to cut you off, but since you was at that point, remember now the Destiny 2 console. I mean, that bundle. We forgot about that. That is
the white. You're talking about the white Pro. That sexy ass white Pro.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
So guess what? You still have Star Wars coming out. You're still gonna have that theme come out. I mean, what if they did like a Yoda version, or just a different types of theme Star Wars, and then you got the Call of Duty. They're gonna do a theme.
I tell you one thing though, that's if there is a custom console for Star Wars Battlefront 2, it's gonna be real tough, because you got to think about it. Everybody's hyped about the new Star Wars movie, right? The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
I believe that's coming out at the end of the year or whatever. People would want to buy Star Wars Battlefront 2 just off the movie hype alone.
Yes.
Now, if you got a PlayStation there on the shelf with Star Wars all pasted all over it, I'm telling you, people will gravitate towards that.
Well, that's why I'm holding out, man, on the Destiny I'm waiting to see if they announce a Star Wars.
Now the Destiny one, I think Sony done a Destiny bundle twice. One with the plain white one, and one for the Taken King, which was white and he had all
yes,
a gold design all over it, and that
yeah.
looked really really hot. That looked sexy as hell.
Mm-hmm. What I don't want to, what I don't want to do, I don't want to go ahead and pre-order this Destiny PlayStation 4 Pro, and they turn around and do another Darth Vader or you know some other one, and then I'm gonna be like, damn it, I should have waited, you know. So I'm trying to wait. I'm gonna wait and see. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna kind of play the feel. Whichever one has the best theme console or the best looks, then I'm gonna go ahead and just cop that.
Well, I just don't know if they're gonna have the Pro that's custom for Star Wars Battlefront. Maybe they, I don't know. Maybe they might. Who
I don't
knows?
see why they wouldn't. They have one for Destiny, and they don't have a theme PlayStation Slim for Destiny. So it's just
this is the very first custom Pro out there. This is the very first one. We have not had
first one.
We've never had a different Pro. We've had a few for Slims. I think we had the Final Fantasy 15 Slim.
Yeah.
We had the white Slim, the gold Slim, the silver Slim. But we haven't really.
Let's face it. The Pro, Sony is trying. They're about to push this Pro. That's what they're going to do. Sure, the Slim is going to be there. Obviously, the price drop and everything else is going to be there. That's going to be their number one seller because there's just so many out there. But these guys are going to ramp up with this Pro, and that's why we see that Destiny themed Pro version and not the Slim.
But who knows? It's Star Wars Battlefront. I think they're going to have a Pro custom and a Slim custom, because you got to remember one thing, though. Some people would just want to buy the regular Slim because that's what they can afford. So if Sony are going to think, and they're going to say, hey, why don't we just do a custom Slim for Star Wars as well? Obviously, a lot of people are still going to buy it either way.
Didn't they do one for Call of Duty? Remember the Black Ops 3?
Black Ops 3, they done. I'll be honest with you, man. That was the most horrible custom console I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude.
Yeah, but I bought it.
It looked like freaking orange Crayolas all over it, man. I was like, what the fuck was this?
That controller was lit, man. You can't lie with the orange buttons. That was bad. I still enjoy it.
The controller was hot. You know, don't get me wrong. It was sexy as hell. But that console, man.
Yeah, they stuck
like Crayolas all over it. That was it.
Yeah, true, but come on, man. We're all suckers for themed consoles, even if it's just a sticker. Look what they did with the Star Wars Battlefront. Just by putting a sticker of Vader's head on it was enough to sell us. And I'm not gonna lie, that controller was ugly as shit. But hey, I wanted it because it's limited edition, it's rare, and it's something that is not the standard.
Yeah, I hear you, man, and that's why I think Sony have a lot, up their sleeves, because just imagine when you see that Spider-Man console, when you see the red PlayStation 4 Pro with the spider in the middle, with all the spider designs and shit.
Think if it has a chrome. Think if the Spider-Man in the middle is like the centerpiece of the chest. Think if it's chromed. And then everything, my God, with that shiny black and the shiny red, man.
I'm telling you, man, that's gonna fly off the shelves immediately, man. I think it will become a very rare product after that, because it will be worth a lot of money. Like when it comes down to Marvel products and everything, especially with something like this, a PlayStation 4 Pro, I think it's gonna sell like do you know that rare? I think they only had 3,000 of those. They were celebrating the 20th anniversary of PlayStation, right? They were selling PS4s. The gray one. Remember the gray PlayStation 4?
Yep.
That was celebrating the 20th anniversary. Those, my goodness, man! Like if you were trying to pre-order that online, the website completely crashed.
Yeah, you're right.
And once it was sold out, people were selling it for about 2,000.
Yeah, I trust me, man. I almost hit the button on one of those things, man, to buy it at like $1,200, only because. Come on, we're never going to be able to get our hands on that thing ever again. I'm kind of glad I held off, because I would rather have a Pro version than.
Well, if you were going to do that, you should have done it from the beginning when it was like a regular price. Then you could have sold it and make a whole lot more,
Yeah.
People are doing that right now with the mini NES.
True.
And people are going to do it with the Super NES mini.
Yeah.
When that drops. So There's people out there, man. They'll go out and order like 10 of those and then make like $1,000 profit off of each one. People do that, especially during the Christmas time because they want to buy this console. I could tell you for a fact when the Super NES Mini, as soon as that sold out, and you see that on eBay for like $1,000 or $500, people are going to be desperate to buy it for their kids or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're going to be very rare and they're going to be real hard to find. It's all down to supply and demand. And, I don't know if Nintendo do this deliberately, but they really annoy the fuck out of me with this. And they're doing it with the Switch as well, man. I really don't know if they're doing it deliberately. But, let's get to the next topic, man. There's one thing I really wanted to talk about is Samurai Showdown 5 Special. It was announced today on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. And it's exclusive. That's right, people. It's fucking exclusive. This game, originally, it was on the Neo Geo, but in North America, this was exclusive to the OG Xbox. This was an OG Xbox exclusive in North America back in the day. Now they're re-releasing it, and it's exclusive to PS4 and PS Vita. Do you think SNK, they're deliberately ignoring the Xbox? Because King of Fighters 14, that didn't even make it to the Xbox. That was a PlayStation 4 exclusive.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. And here's the thing about it. These guys just want to sell their game. They don't want to waste time building it for something where it's not going to sell. And let me ask you this. Do you think that game would sell a ton of copies on the Xbox?
Not exactly based on, the fan base, because a lot of them are into shooters and everything. That's what sells the most on the Xbox. But I don't know, man. The fact that, this was exclusive on the Xbox, the OG Xbox, and now the re-release is exclusive to PlayStation. I don't know. It kind of felt weird seeing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like SNK, they're kind of like, although we had the Neo Geo classics, they were on the Switch, they were on the PlayStation, and some of them were also on the Xbox. But this Samurai Showdown 5, I really believe it should have been a multi-plat. But, I guess SNK, I guess it was a business decision, man. Therefore, it's not going to sell there anyway. We're wasting our money trying to put it out on the Xbox One or whatever. And
yeah,
see, this is the problem. You know what I'm saying? And this is where I say Microsoft and Phil needs to really try harder in Japan. It's cool that you're talking to Namco Bandai and Capcom and Square Enix and everything. You're having games from them on a regular. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool you're getting Code Vein and Dragon Ball Z Fighters and everything, but you need more than just that. It's cool that you got Final Fantasy 15, but you need more than just Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I feel like they're only going for the mainstream Japanese games. Like Dragon Ball Z is mainstream. Naruto, that's also mainstream. So I feel like they're only going for certain games from Japan. They're not trying to go for everything.
Oh, I see what
you know, look at Koei Tecmo. This year alone, Koei Tecmo, they've released Berserk, they released Samurai Warriors, they released there was many other games that they released. They're also gonna have Warriors All Star, Knights of Azure 2, all of these games, Dynasty Warriors 9. None of them are gonna be on the Xbox, and Xbox have always had a Dynasty Warriors. But I don't know, man. I feel like Koei Tecmo are backing away. And they also had Neo, because Koei Tecmo made Neo, like Team Ninja and everything. They made Neo, and it was a PlayStation exclusive. So I feel like this generation, Koei Tecmo, they've gone full PlayStation this generation. I remember when Hitagaki-san was there back in the day, right? Remember Ninja Gaiden 1, Ninja Gaiden 2?
Exactly.
Ninja Gaiden Black. Dead or Alive and all that, they were exclusive, on the Xbox at one point, right?
Yeah.
And since he got fired from Koei, I don't know, man. They haven't been getting that same treatment like they did when Hitagaki was there back in the day. So I think that has a part to do with it, but I'm not too sure.
Mhm.
Anyone on the comment section, if I'm wrong, you could correct me, but I'm just giving you my observation of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we know that this has been the year of the Japanese games, and Yoshida said that himself, and he said that he thinks going forward in the future, the platform will continue to be the year, the platform for Japanese games. It's a resurgence. It happened in the 80s. I mean, it happened in the 90s. And now, this is the year of the fighters. We've had Tekken, and stuff like that. It's a great time to be a gamer if you're constantly getting games and stuff like that on your platform. If you're not, then I suggest you guys rethink your gaming habits and what's best for you. But it's good to be able to get these games that you can get on no other platform but yours, and that puts more value in your system and your investment.
I guess because the way I look at things, when they announce that a certain game, it doesn't matter if it's a big game, small game, double A, triple A, indie, single A, it don't even matter, right?
Yeah.
When a certain game is announced as an exclusive to a certain console, more people talk about it. That's just the way the gaming community works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I bet you if this was a multi-plat, there wouldn't have been that much people talking about it like that.
Yeah.
But it becomes more of a talking point. Like, I guess people end up talking about it and it becomes more relevant as soon as it becomes exclusive. Because they'll put that game on the pedestal. You know what I'm saying?
True.
High on the pedestal. And like, look at Cliffy B's new game, Lawbreakers. If that was a multi-plat, I don't think that many people would have cared.
True.
I'm just keeping it real.
True.
But as soon as they announced, hey, it's exclusive, man, people just went crazy about it.
Yeah, everybody's pre-ordering it and hyped up, and that's good to see that the PlayStation Nation is showing their appreciation and by buying the games and hitting them NPD numbers and selling records, and I mean, all of these games are selling
Mr. Kratos, Mr. God of PlayStation. Now, as the general, man, I feel like the PlayStation Nation sometimes they're not really appreciative with some of that greatness that's been given to them. It's been rained on them. That greatness has been rained. Sony have been making it rain, full of bangers.
I agree.
Full of that greatness. I feel like people should have supported Gravity Rush 2. I bought that game. I supported that game. The game is freaking awesome, and it makes me feel a certain way that game didn't even sell like that. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel a certain way. So
true.
And I just wanna like give a shout out to that game. Like, anybody on the chat, man, you should buy Gravity Rush 2, man. The game is freaking awesome.
But Wolf, I'm not going to damage control here. You're right. But at the same time, we've constantly said that our pockets are, that credit card is getting maxed out, man, because of all of the games.
Man. I hear you, bro.
So, if Sony has a habit of releasing like 3 and 4 games a week, so, it's going to be the weakest link, man. You can't release Tekken in one day and then, freaking, just all these freaking games in 1 week and then expect a guy to go out and spend $200 and $300 on all the games.
There's too many bangers, and it's come to that point where Sony are actually making some of them cheap. Like Knack 2 is going to be cheap.
Nice.
It won't even be full price. It's a £30 game, which is $40 US. So obviously they ain't going to charge full price for Knack, and that's really good. That's value in itself right there. And I think there's other games out there. I think Crash was another one of those, right? They didn't charge full price for that.
Yep.
The Wipeout Omega Collection, that wasn't full price.
Yeah, and then
Sony understand.
And then Lawbreakers,
and Lawbreakers is $30.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about now I had something to say about Lawbreakers. I think that's a really good freaking price.
Oh, it is.
Doesn't matter whether it's indie or AAA. That game is quality. When I look at that game, I tried the beta, by the way. The beta was awesome. It was fun as hell.
Definitely.
And yes, in my opinion, I enjoyed it a lot more than Titanfall 1. That's just me, though. because you can do
Wow.
some crazy, insane stuff in that game.
Wow.
Things that I've never seen other shooters do. This game is really doing, and I was really impressed by it. So,
The
and
general has
I'm talking
spoken.
about Titanfall 1. I ain't talking about Titanfall 2. I'm just talking
Yeah.
about Titanfall 1. Because
Well,
I didn't really play much of Titanfall 2 anyway, so I can't really give
mhm,
my full honest take on that. But as far as Titanfall 1,
mhm,
look, they're both pretty much the same when it comes down to the amount of content, because they don't
mhm.
have none of them have single player. None of them have a single player mode. But
Yeah.
you got more value with Lawbreakers than
Mhm.
with Titanfall. Titanfall was a full price game when it launched.
You're right. And guess what, Wolf?
It was multiplayer only.
Shout out to Chris Davis in the comment section. He also reminded us that Hellblade is only $39.
No, actually, Hellblade is $24.99 UK. I don't know about US.
Yeah, it's $30. It's 30, I believe $30, $30 or $40 for us. But yeah, so you brought up a great point, man. This is a great topic. Sony realizing that, personally, I see a value. If I can go into GameStop and if I can buy two brand new games for a $100 bill, I feel like I got my money's worth. But if I go in there and spend, $65 for a game, it's, obviously I have no choice, but it'll be better, to go ahead and get two games and walk out there. So if you can, have two games in, for $60, 70, $80, I think that's a better value. And I'm glad that Sony is offering, they do have an offering. Hey, if $60, $65 is too much for you, guess what? We have just some of the same great AAA experiences for you over here for $30, for $40, for $20. That diversity, I think you can't get that anywhere else. How much is Cuphead, by the way?
They haven't given official price. They haven't given like an official price. I don't even know if it's available to pre-download or pre-order
Mm-hmm.
on the store, but it shouldn't be more than 20.
You think so?
If it's yeah, it shouldn't be more than 20. If it's more than 20, then I'll pass, because I think
Mm-hmm.
Ori and the Blind Forest was 1999, and that was, to me, an awesome game. High quality game. But Cuphead, it should be 1999 in my opinion.
Okay. Okay.
But
Yeah.
like when it comes down to this holiday season, they just have too much going for them, man.
Yeah.
Look, forget the multi-plats, man. They got all of these other games out there. Like, we've already had Crash, right? We're
Yeah.
gonna get Uncharted, right? We're gonna get Yakuza.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, Knack 2, GT Sports has a release date.
Yeah.
We're getting Lawbreakers. We already mentioned that. Knights of
Hellblade.
Azure 2, that's another JRPG.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's Golf,
Mm.
13 Sentinels from the guys
Mm.
who made Odin Sphere.
Yeah.
Awesome fucking game. Warriors All Stars, Dynasty
Mm.
Warriors 9, Hellblade, like you just mentioned. Nino Kuni 2
Jeez.
has been delayed, but we're
Jeez.
getting a Gundam game,
Mm-hmm.
Matter Falls, and
Wow.
Yeast, the new Yeast game, a JRPG. So,
Yeah.
man, that's like 14 games right there,
You
man.
named, yeah, you dropped about 20 games that's just launching at the end of the year. And I thought Sony don't release games during the holiday season.
But even though I've named every single one, you're
And
still
those are
gonna get,
exclusives. And those are
yeah,
exclusives.
they're exclusives, console exclusive. And I forgot to mention the new Samurai Showdown game.
Mm.
Well, it's not new, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The re-release of Samurai Showdown 5. You
Yeah.
could add that to the list of exclusives as well. So that's like 15 right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wolf. I've been buying the Samurai Showdown games on the Switch for, I believe, like $10, 10, sometimes $15. And I enjoy those games on the Switch. So you can imagine me playing it on the Pro. So those prices, man, you can't beat that. That diversity of lineup, there is something for everybody. Shout out to Yoshida and Sean Layton and all those guys at Sony and the PlayStation division for giving the fans, the goods. We asked for and they delivered it.
Definitely, man. And I also want to give him a big shout out, man, because I'm very satisfied with the PlayStation 4, man. Like, I haven't been any happier, in all my years of gaming. So big shout out to those guys. But yo, there's another thing I want to talk about. Xbox are going to be finally, they're going to be doing their Gamescom. They actually announced it today on Twitter. It's all on the Xbox Wire press release. They're going to be having a Gamescom press event on August the 20th at 9 p.m. That's Central Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. So, what do you have to say, man? Like, what do you think? Do you think they're gonna have something new to show? Are they gonna have any new announcements, or is it gonna be more of a repeat of what we've seen at E3?
Oh, there's gonna be some. I wouldn't expect anything big. I wouldn't expect anything big. We know, obviously, if E3 is the Super Bowl, then you have the World Cup of gaming that is PlayStation Experience. So, and I will be there. Yes, Kratos will be in the house, and I will be broadcasting to you guys.
That'll be awesome, man!
Live. So, hopefully, I'll get to see some of you guys out there, and chop it up with you, and probably go have a beer or two or something like that. But this is my first year, man, going to PlayStation Experience, and next year I'm going to try to hit up E3.
I'll definitely try and make E3 next year, man.
Definitely, man. We definitely need to get there, and hopefully we can get Craig there. We get the man with the green chair to bring his cup and his chair, haul him out there to Cali, and
yo, Craig, man. If you don't mind, man, why don't you post a picture of your green chair on Twitter, man? I want to see this green chair that everybody talks about, man. I know it's got me a little bit curious, man.
Yeah, but this event coming up, man, I think it's going to be pretty good, man. Again, just recapping some of the stuff that they showed. And a lot of people, and maybe this is Sony's fault, but a lot of people don't realize at E3, there was a pre-conference show 1 hour prior to E3 event. They showed nothing but games. They showed Gran Turismo, all the VR games. They showed a ton of exclusives that are coming out on PlayStation. And so I think a lot of people didn't know that was happening. Luckily, I tuned in an hour before and got to see that stuff, but I was like, man, I don't think a lot of people are tuning in yet. So, I think that's a bad deal. Hopefully they'll recap some of those games. A lot of people missed an hour worth of games.
Have Sony announced their press conference at Gamescom?
They haven't yet that I know of. I've been scouting social media, and
Well, I've been hearing that they're going to show up at Gamescom, but I don't know to what degree. But it looks like Microsoft they're gonna have a press conference, live stream at Gamescom, like they used to, before. Yeah. Last year they didn't really have one; they only had a fan fest.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year they're definitely having a press briefing, which is good.
Well, they have something to show this year. Yeah, they have a console that they're trying to launch, so they have to have some kind of appearance.
Yeah, they have to, man. And not only Gamescom, they need to do more than just E3 and Gamescom, man. They need their own dedicated event. I've been saying this time and time again.
But Wolf, you have to have something to show at an event. You just can't show up at an event and just lollygag and say, hey, we're here, just have an appearance. People go and spend money traveling, going to those shows to see something. You can't keep showing guys Dead Rising 4 and Halo 5 and stuff. I mean,
I guess you're right, man. Well, as soon as they, have games ready, as soon as they're ready to show, hopefully they can, arrange some kind of show where they could have a live stream and do something like PSX, but an Xbox equivalent to it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they have an Xbox equivalent to, PSX sometime in the future. They really need it though, man.
Yeah. Well, we do know that Sony is providing for the PSX, just like they did at E3. They're buying out movie studios, allowing the fans to go to your local movie theater, eat popcorn, and watch the show live. I think that would be good if Microsoft
could. That, my friend, is how you televise your shit. Microsoft don't even do any of this, man. Like, come on, man. You're $1 billion, organization.
Yeah.
$1 billion corporation. why the hell? And you're thinking about doing stuff like this, man. This is how you do it. That's how you televise it. I guess because Sony are already in the movie business, it kind of helps them out. But Microsoft are no strangers when it comes down to the entertainment side of things. You know,
Yeah.
they had their own entertainment division. Obviously, they closed it down, but they were doing stuff.
Wah, wah, wah.
You should have put that little sound effect there too, man.
Exactly.
But yeah, they're no strangers when it comes to entertainment. They were touting entertainment with the Xbox One to begin with. So
Yeah.
at least hire out some movie theaters out there so you could really, televise your event wherever you do.
Well, they have Beam.
That's how you reach out to people, Yeah, they got Beam, but like, come on.
Yeah. Well, that's what they taught. They have Beam.
They need to have that global reach, man, and they need to work on that.
Do you think, okay, we know that, hey, Sony is global, even though Microsoft is global, but the Xbox is not global. It's only in a select few markets. Do you think they'll ever change that? Do you think they'll be like Sony and release worldwide, even if it's a staggered release?
This is what I think, though, man. And I've been talking to Jet about it. Shout out to Big Jet Boss, man, if he's in the comment section or if he's watching or if he tuned in.
Shout out, Big Boss.
Shout out to the Big Boss, man. But I feel like Microsoft need to partner with, some of these Japanese companies, like team up with Panasonic. You know what I'm saying? Or even Sega, Hitachi or anyone. Like team up with somebody.
Samsung.
Or even Samsung. Like anyone over there, in the Far East. Don't call it the Xbox. Call it something else. But have all the Xbox, parts inside. Just basically have an Xbox, but just don't call it an Xbox, and brand it as something else. Partner up with, partner with a certain. I know they have a great relationship with Samsung, right? So, partner up with Samsung, try to sell this product over there in the East, and I'm sure it's going to do good because people won't think it's an Xbox. You know what I'm saying? But release Xbox games on that console. You know what I'm saying? Have a different cover, like the Eastern version of whatever exclusive or multi-plat wouldn't say Xbox on it. It won't be Xbox branded.
Yeah.
It could say Samsung or whatever. They call it the Samsung box or whatever. And I'm sure it's going to be a big hit. It's going to be a huge hit if they do something like that.
Well, Wolf, I mean, we got Atari coming up. I mean, I know a lot of guys don't remember. I know a lot of guys don't remember Atari. Obviously, Atari used to, be known for their games and their consoles. So, I mean, we just don't know what to expect from this thing. They did show a picture of it. It looks sleek. It looks clean. If they can get some third parties to go behind this game, man, it could be a 4-man race. And, hopefully Microsoft can pick up some steam and not fall to third and fourth place.
I just don't know. I just don't know if people out there even know what Atari is. There's going to be a lot of youngsters out there, even people who listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
they're not really old enough to know what an Atari is. And I'm not taking shots or anything like that, but it is what it is. I don't blame you because you weren't born around that time, so it's understandable. Even I wasn't born around that time, but I knew of it. I was an 80s baby at the end of the day. So during that time when I was a kid, people mentioned it, and my uncle had one of those, and I was playing on it. So that's why I know what it is. But there's going to be a lot of people that don't know what it is. So to them, it's going to be something real new.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not this is going to succeed, that remains to be seen. But I really hope whatever it is, it's going to be a beast, and they have games along with it. Now, if, like I said, if they're going to succeed, they're going to have to partner with a big company out there that's willing to invest.
Facts.
Look, if you're going to launch a console, you need investors. Period.
Yeah.
You cannot just invest in a box and rely on third party. Yeah, you can't just rely on third party, man.
But that's what Microsoft is doing with the X. It's the console of third party. They've given up on first party games. So how do you expect the X to succeed if what you and I are saying is true?
Do you know what Microsoft should do? And I know it sounds crazy as well. Could you imagine if they partnered with the Qatar royal family or something like that? Like, these Qataris, they don't fucking play, bro. Like, they buy properties all over the world.
Yeah.
They own freaking half of London. All those, landmarks in London,
Yeah.
Around the Canary Wharf area, around, the Shaft building.
Yeah, they
They
bought
own
all that
all of
real
that.
estate.
All that real estate, they fucking own all of it, dude. They bought mansions around central London and everything like that. They own the Empire State Building in New York City. I think they bought some mansions in New York City. They got enough money to buy Buckingham Palace and the White House like it's nothing. To them, money's not really an issue.
Yeah,
they throw money like it's a fucking joke, bro.
You're right, but here's the thing. It's probably at this point in time, Microsoft has more money than they know what to do with. Why, this is their product. Why aren't they?
But they don't want to spend
money on
why
this
Qataris? I'm saying Qataris are willing to spend. You know what I'm saying? They make it rain on motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, but
Microsoft are not looking to spend like that. So call it the Qatar box or whatever, and that's it, man. It's a wrap.
So do you think that Microsoft not willing to jump both feet into the console? They kind of jumped 2 feet in, and then later on they decide to pull 1 feet out, and then now they have like a pinky toe in the game. And if this thing doesn't do what they think it's going to do, they're going to pull that pinky toe out. Do you think that's the case?
I think we're already hearing now. Is it all right if I mention this right now? We're already hearing rumors that they're already working on a next Xbox, a next generation Xbox already right now.
Yeah. But I believe that is a false flag. I think they're just saying that.
I'm hearing they already has a code name and they've been working on it. It's at its R&D stages right now. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. And same with the PS5. Same thing with that. So they're both already working on their next gen consoles, respectively. But I just don't know where we're going to see it right now. I think this is more of a 2020 launch date or launch window for both consoles.
Oh, I believe you're right, man. I believe you're right.
People have been saying that we're going to see a PS5 in 2018. I just don't think so, man.
PS5 in 2018?
Hell no, man.
Nah, that's too early. That's too early.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, give it another couple of more years, and I think everybody is gonna be ready after that. People who bought the Pro, they're not gonna be exactly ready.
Yeah.
But majority who bought the Slim Day One, I guess they won't complain about it because they bought their console back in 2013. So obviously they're willing for they want a next gen console. For them it will be that time.
Exactly.
Well, guys like me who just got the Pro just last year, and then I hear that there's gonna be a PS5 next year. It's gonna make me feel a certain way, I'll still get it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'll buy it. I'll support it. But I'll think, man,
it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I'll tell you why it's not gonna happen. For that reason, Sony does not want to alienate its fan base. It's not desperate. Think about it. These guys are still the PlayStation 4. The original PlayStation 4 and the Slim are still selling like hotcakes. This thing, month after month after month, it's still breaking records. It's still selling more than the PlayStation 2. So this thing has never slowed down. So these guys they do not want to stop that momentum. They're going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. Once they see a decline in sales, then that's when they'll start prepping the the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I agree to that, man, 100%.
And we got a guest. Porter Rock 77 is in the house.
Hey, what's going on, Porter Rock?
What's going on, my brothers? How's this great podcast going? How are you doing?
Oh, we're doing good, man. We were covering some topics, man. We were also talking about how people are talking about PS5 right now, how analysts are saying that, hey, it's going to be a half step according to them. I just don't know, man. Look, whether it's half step or full step, it don't really matter to me, man. It's all about the bangers at the end of the day. It is what it is. If you can produce games like God of War and Spider-Man with a 1.7 T-flop, then power doesn't mean anything to me at that point. Power is out the window.
But look at it this way. Mark Cerny said what? It takes eight 8.4 T-flops to hit 4K 60 all the time. Okay, so a half step from the Pro, which is what they said, which is what Michael Pachter said, a half step would be double of what the Pro is, which is the Pro is 4.2 teraflops. So a half step would be 8.4 teraflops. That's what we expect from the PlayStation 5,
But
right?
now, do you feel like this news about Microsoft working on a new Xbox and it having a code name already? Do you think this news has come about because of the fears and obviously because people are talking about PS5 already? Do you think that is to combat that?
No, I think it's to quash and stop the talk about Microsoft possibly exiting the gaming industry if this X doesn't sell. I think they want to shore up their base and show confidence that they're in this gaming thing for a long time. So that's why I think they're throwing that rumor out there.
I do remember Phil saying on Twitter one time, I think Phil Spencer said this on Twitter, that they're already working on an next-gen console.
Mm.
And we
can I throw my 2 cents in?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right then.
Yeah, here's the truth. The truth is, I know it's exciting, but this is actually normal. Sony started working on the PlayStation 4 in 2007, like 5 months after the 2006. So you got to understand, when they mean by they're working on a new console, they're not actually working on the physical part. It's all schematic. It's all engineering. Right now, they're just putting it on paper, trying to decide what exactly the console is going to be, what's it going to do, the performance specs, who's going to be the actual manufacturer for the components. Think about that, too. It may not be AMD next year or next generation, even though I think it is. For the consistency and for the backwards compatibility and all that stuff, it's easier if they stick with AMD. But you might not have AMD. They might go with Nvidia, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as they're done with one console and it's already out the door, they have to start They have to get the engineers and start doing the schematic and start crunching the numbers.
But here's the thing, Portal Rock. Even if they go with Nvidia, I still think they could do backwards compatibility as long as it's x86. That's
not even an issue. Yeah, now that they went with x86 backwards compatibility, there's no excuse for not having backwards compatibility. The only thing I'm afraid of on Sony's end is the PS Now. That's the only thing I'm concerned with. If they're going to keep pushing the narrative of trying to make PS Now a successful network, then we're going to be screwed out of backwards compatibility. Because if Sony gives us backwards compatibility with PS4 games, then that's going to make PS Now useless, and that's my only concern. They need to drop that service. That is just not working. It's not going to work.
Would you be mad if Sony said, "Hey guys, we're coming out with the PlayStation 5, but we'll tell you now, you won't be able to play your PlayStation 4 games on there with your discs and stuff like that. But we're telling you that up front, so you won't be mad. So if you like that stuff, keep your current PlayStation. But at the same time, we will offer you PlayStation Now that will have all your PlayStation 4 games, and it's free, part of your PSN Plus." Do you think that'll be good?
If it's part of PSN Plus and they don't raise the price,
they're going to give it to you for free because they see people are not buying it, but we're going to give it to you.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's still streaming, though. Streaming sucks ass.
It is,
I'm gonna be honest.
But
streaming is garbage.
This is the reason.
I agree with that. I have to agree with Portal Rock because
here's the thing. This guy remember.
It sucks because you have to pay for it.
No. Here's the thing. Not even if it's free. I'm gonna tell you, streaming was only meant for one thing only. Because the first people that were gonna do it, well, now I ain't gonna say first, but the main people that were gonna do it was online, and they specifically said the reason for online streaming is so that way weak hardware can run powerful games because the hardware is not actually running the game. Servers are. So you could get a $200 e-machine and play a game like Uncharted, and it's going to look great because your $200 e-machine is actually not the actual system that's running Uncharted 4. It's the servers behind it. But here's the thing. Why am I streaming a PlayStation game on a PlayStation console knowing the console can run the game natively on the system? So it's not worth to stream. I mean, I can understand if I had the PlayStation 1 and I'm streaming Uncharted 4. Okay, that makes sense. Or if I had the PlayStation 2 and I'm streaming Uncharted 4. Okay, that makes sense because the PlayStation 2 can't play this game. It's not possible. It's too weak.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play a PlayStation 4 game on a PlayStation 5 console. That the math don't compute. You understand what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. It's not a look at it this way. We all know how much PlayStation 4 sold, right? Over 65 million, right?
Yeah.
We all know how much Ninoh sold. We all know how much Uncharted sold. Yeah. We all know how much PlayStation VR sold, right? We all know how many PSN Plus subscribers there are, right?
Yeah.
And we all know how many total PSN subscribers there are.
Yeah.
Somebody show me how many PSN Now subscribers there are. Show me one article.
Shit, probably 5 people.
Sony has not shown nothing. So what does that tell you? Just like Microsoft hiding their console numbers, PS Now numbers are not good. They're not good at all. Sony will talk about every single number but that. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of dudes I know, even on my friends list. I'm not gonna name anyone. I don't want to embarrass anyone, but there are some people on my friends list that don't even have PlayStation Plus. They're saying that, you know, I don't want to. I've had PlayStation free. It was online, was free, and I don't want to pay it now. I don't understand why they're charging me. They're saying it's the same service, even though I disagree. I believe they improved their servers. They've also added party chat. And by the way, you don't need PlayStation Plus for party chat. That is completely free. But that's what they say. You know, they refuse to buy PlayStation Plus, and they say whatever game they do give is trash, which I disagree. They've been given Little Big Planet, Tearaway. Just this month alone, we got Until Dawn for free. So you know, even with that, they're not willing to pay for PlayStation Plus, Rock, and that's the issue.
But even with that though, Sony still tells us how many PSN subscribers there are. They're like almost at 30 million. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They still are confident in the subscription rate. They're confident in PS. I mean, we know PSVR sold over 1 million, and that's a $500 peripheral.
Exactly.
They're confident in every number but PS Now. They have not said a damn thing. And PS Now came out first before PSVR.
You're right.
That was already available before PSVR. Yeah, we know PSVR numbers. We don't know PS Now numbers.
I'm not gonna lie.
And why do you think? I think the PS Now numbers are so low, and why do you think?
Flopping.
It's flopping. But why do you think they released it on PC?
Yeah.
Why do you think it was on Samsung TVs?
I don't know. And notice they cut it off the TVs. I don't know. I think Sony's trying to prove it because they paid a lot of money for these guys. So in my opinion, they need to just scratch that crap, take those servers, reprogram them, and turn them into dedicated servers and just use them to improve our PSN network.
I'm not gonna lie.
They will benefit from advertising.
I've been saying that
the PSN network is dedicated.
I've been saying that for the longest.
They will benefit much more. They will benefit much more if they could tell people, hey, Sony now has dedicated servers for all game services. They will that will get people to sign for PSN Plus now. They'll be like, oh shit, Sony has dedicated servers, better network connectivity, faster downloads. I'm down with it.
I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Streaming shit.
I've been low key hoping for people not to sign up for the for that service, the PS Now service, so they could eventually add that, maybe possibly, you know, for free, part of the PlayStation Plus subscription. I think that would be a great option. I think,
since they spent, think about it like this: since they spent over $400 million on Gaikai, and they bought the service, do you think they broke even yet?
No, hell no.
See, that's the thing. They're not going to do it until they break even. When they break even, then obviously they could go ahead and give it for free because hey, they've made their money back, and it's all good after that. They could bundle it with the PlayStation Plus subscription. And, you know, as far as Paul Rock saying that they should break the servers, reprogram them, turn them to dedicated servers, I've been saying this for a very long fucking time. Yeah. That's what Sony should do. Because when they do that, no, but here's the thing. When they do that and they have it with all these third party, that would really push third parties to actually use dedicated servers. Because Microsoft are giving them out and Sony are giving them out.
Yeah, but Sony could never build up data centers worth of servers like Microsoft and Amazon and Apple, and they could never do that, man. For one, I don't think they have enough investment capital, and then for two, they're too far behind. They didn't start with the whole network thing until last gen, and even then, obviously we know how that worked with the freaking outage and the hacks and everything else. So Sony is new at the whole data center thing.
And here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Can I make a comment on that? Here's the thing. Everybody keeps saying Sony is new at this, as if Sony, the company itself, is doesn't understand technology. Mm-hmm. You can hire the people that do that. You know what I'm saying? Sony's just a corporation brand.
Yeah.
It's the people that you hire and work for you that makes the stuff happen.
You need the right engineers, man. That's what you need.
Yes, So it's not that Sony doesn't understand, it's that they're not hiring the right people. Because networking is networking. It doesn't matter if it's Amazon or Google, they're not doing anything different than any other IT enterprise company is doing.
I don't think it's a personnel. Look, I don't think it's a personnel issue. It's in order to build a data center, you have to have a site, you have to have a power grid, you have to have server farms, you have to have all the servers in there, you have to constantly update that stuff. That's a huge investment, and you have to have the fiber channels. Yeah, but
Sony has one. Hell, Japan has better fiber networks than America.
You're right, but at the same time,
I'm telling you, it's not. Listen, it's not the resources. Everybody is not. Believe smaller companies have better server farms than Sony. It's not the resources or the money. It's the talent and the people. Think about it. Look, think about it this way. That's like saying Microsoft doesn't have the money to have the same first-party studios as Sony. They have more money than Sony, but the reason why they don't have the first party is because they don't have the talent. You can't buy talent. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
If resources and money was really the answer, Microsoft should be the best first party gaming studio in the history of mankind. They have almost $500 billion in their pocket.
I agree.
They could. You know what I'm saying? It isn't resources. It's engineering and talent. It's vision. Sony doesn't have the vision to hire the people to get the right. Microsoft does. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft is software minded. You know what I'm saying? Sony needs to get the right people. And I'm not just talking about workers, because you can hire workers from MIT and they could do this shit with a snap of fingers. But they need to have the right bosses to be like, hey, this is the direction the online needs to go. This Gaikai shit, we're done with it.
Yeah.
We're going to provide dedicated servers. These are the people we need to hire to do it. And we're gonna make PSN Plus better. You know
and then just expand on it, right? Have more server farms, have more server farms out there, and data centers. And
like Jay, you say plenty of times, Kratos. Yeah. Microsoft needs new leadership to get their first party. So it's not resources or money, it's leadership. You get the right leader with the right vision. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the right product. And I think right now, I'm glad the leadership that Sony has is game focused, because, they have the right leadership to get the games. But for the online services, they don't have the right people. They just don't have. They have the wrong leadership. They need the right, whoever's managing the online networks, they need a new leader and a new vision to get the basic stuff done. You get that right person in there, you're going to get a better, proper network. It isn't resources or personnel. It's that leadership is the vision. And Sony just doesn't have that shit.
Exactly. Well, I agree. I totally agree.
There's always room for Sony to improve their online network and everything like that. So that would be the right place to start. Is change your leadership, hire the right people. Have more data centers out there. Break down those Gaikai servers, turn them into dedicated servers. Have third party using them. Do a mandate on those servers for third party.
Yeah.
That way you could get dedicated servers for 2K. You know what I'm saying? For Madden and everything.
Yeah.
And that way Microsoft can also, mandate their servers as well. If both companies mandate these servers for third party to use, you get a better online experience altogether.
Yeah.
And everybody's a winner at the end of the day. Everybody wins. Yeah. We all win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that Gaikai thing, that thing is failing, bro. They need to cut that. And the whole thing is the experience is dependent on the internet. Not a lot of people have stable internet.
Let's just keep it real, guys, man. Nobody's really ready to stream video games, man. Especially multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Because you're double tapped.
Bro, it don't matter. Even if you have a 5 gig speed internet connection, right? It don't matter. There's always going to be input lag, no matter what, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
There's a big difference between playing it while you're streaming and playing it natively downloading on your console. There's always going to be a night and day difference.
Yeah. The whole point of that whole streaming stuff was simply if you had weak hardware and you weren't going to buy, and this is the thing. If you're a gamer, you're not going to buy that weak of a hardware not to run at least games at a decent frame rate. You know what I'm saying?
Sony just needs Sony needs to do. What Sony need to do with PlayStation now, right now, as we speak, do something similar to Game Pass. Whatever PS4 game you have, let us download it. Whatever you have on the service that's PS4, instead of letting us stream it, let us download it onto the PS4 console because the console is capable of doing it. On PC, obviously, let them stream it or whatever, but at least with PlayStation,
on the console,
let us download it and play it.
Yeah.
And obviously, when our subscription expires or whatever, then obviously lock it down so we can't play it no more.
Yeah, you know, that's true. Like, you may not be able to play the PS3 disc, but at least do it to where the game can recognize, you know, the system can recognize what the game is, and then just download it digitally. You know what I'm saying? And you got to maintain the disc to just, you know, like a key.
Exactly.
That's pretty much the key. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and that's just the perfect way of doing it. They should do something similar to Game Pass.
Yeah.
And you know, let's just be real. I'm not looking to, you know, fire shots towards Xbox or Microsoft or whatever, but when it comes down to quantity and quality of content, there's a 9-day difference between the two. There's a huge disparity right there, right? But here's the thing: Microsoft is still doing a Game Pass with over 100 games, and they're juggling them around. They keep changing them every month and whatever. Sony should do something really similar to that.
The Game Pass, you got to realize it's solid. It is a solid idea. You know, it's really
it will benefit a lot of the developers who make those niche titles out there that nobody even gives a chance to or whatever. You know, some of those Japanese games from Koei Tecmo or whatever, Square Enix, that don't really sell that big or whatever. If you have it in a subscription service, obviously they're going to benefit from it. Sony's going to benefit from it. So they both win.
I think what it does is Game Pass, a service like it's like Netflix. Sometimes you watch content that you never would watch if you had to pay for it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But since it's already there, you're like, you know, you're scrolling, you know, you're going through the list. You're like, oh shit, let me see this movie. Let me check it out, and you just watch it. It could be good, could be bad, but the thing is, at least you had the opportunity to experience it. See, as compared to, you know, invest. Even if the game costs $10, some people might not want to pay $10 to play a game.
See, if I was Yoshida,
and that's what Game Pass
does. I was gonna say, if I was Yoshida, I would just like visit every publisher out there: Capcom, Square Enix, Bethesda, EA, Activision, whoever, right? Everybody. Visit everybody, all their CEOs, have this big meeting. Tell them about, you know, your roadmap, you know, show them what your plan is. This is what you want to do. This is a service you want to create, and tell them what they're going to benefit out of it. And just try to make this thing go down, man. You know, that's all you got to do. Microsoft done a tremendous job doing that. You know, they have a lot of third parties supporting it. Now, I know Sony, they feel a certain way about it because of their PS Now. They want to promote that more. That's why they didn't really allow EA access. I get that. It was a business decision.
Okay, what can I say?
Even Peter Moore was dodging the questions. He was ducking the questions on why is it exclusive to the Xbox, but he would never give a full answer.
No,
it wasn't EA. It was Sony who didn't want it.
Yeah. Well, let me say this: Microsoft has changed to a direction of where they want to be only a services type company. So for the Xbox, they only want it as services. They want you to spend, you know, $10, $15, $20 a month for Game Pass. I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't know how much it's going to be. They want you to spend, you know, obviously the $60 a year for Xbox Live, you know. Then on top of that, you just spend, you know, another $10, $15 for EA access. And then there's going to be, trust me, it's going to come. You're going to get this $10 charge for premium space for the beam thing once it get ramped up, you know, because right now it's in beta. Once it goes full, they're going to put a charge on that so you can stream all your 4K content. That's what Microsoft
but here's the thing. Don't Twitch already do that, though? Once you go to once you subscribe to Turbo, there's a subscription charge for Turbo.
Yes, but obviously Microsoft, that's why they don't have YouTube on their platform. They don't have that capability. They have their own alternative to that they want you to subscribe to, and they're going to want to make money off of. Microsoft is a services company. Their job is to get $100 out of your pocket for every one of their users every month. Sure, when you look at it, and you're like, hey, I can get into this ecosystem and do all of this stuff. I only have to pay, this, but when you add it all together, guys, it's all of that is about $100 a month that you're going to spend for their services. So when you look at it from that standpoint, it's not such a hot idea. You see what Microsoft is trying to do. Sony just wants to give you games and get out of your way and just take your money. That's all they want to do. They're not trying to be Microsoft. They're not trying to chase after Microsoft. Microsoft, on the other hand, they don't have any games like that. They need to make up their money on the services.
No, but are you telling me PS Now is not a service?
It is, but it's
a dog shit one at that.
It is a service, but it's one of their services. It's like under the cover. Are they dying because you're not subscribed to that service? No,
they're not.
Exactly. So they don't. Obviously, it's one of those things. Do they bring it up on the stage at E3? Do they talk about it much? No, they don't. You see it every now and then. Hey, we do have this. I mean, if you want it, you want it. You don't, you don't. Nobody wants it, so who cares? But Microsoft, on the other hand, they need the revenue.
I'm gonna play fair.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I see what you're saying, but you got to also look at what Sony's doing. Sony also, they have PlayStation Now, but they also have PlayStation View. They got HBO subscription. They have other shit too. Let's put it this way: both companies. The only thing, as I said, the main reason we probably don't see it.
Oh, you just cut off there.
So here's the truth. Here's the truth about Sony.
Yo, put a rock.
Let me make this real quick.
Put a rock. Rewind back 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You cut out there for a little bit. Put a rock.
Did I? Okay. Back. So what was the last thing you heard from me?
You were about to say what you're finna say now.
Okay, so all right, so they have PlayStation View, they have what I'm saying, they have multiple services. But here's the one thing, Sony could be forgiven a lot of things. Some people say nobody holds Sony to the fire. Oh, Sony could do no wrong. I'm gonna tell you why. All right, this is the reason why Sony could do wrong. It isn't because of corporate slavery or fanboying.
Yeah.
It's because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what brand you like. Whether it's Xbox, Switch, or PlayStation, Atari, Neo Geo, it doesn't matter what it is. Because they all are one thing. They're just a square box with some type of peripheral that plays games.
Yes.
And as long as you do that, everything else doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Nothing else matters.
Everything else
no one cares about the refund. No, what's the point of a refund if the first party don't release games? Then no one cares, because what you're gonna refund anyway, because there's nothing to buy. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not a shot at Microsoft. What I'm saying is, it's a box that you play a game and it has some type of input device. You could call it whatever you want. You could call that box a PC. You could call that box a Switch. You could call that box a Sega Genesis. It's a box that you play a game and it has some type of controller. All right, that's what it is. And Sony has been phenomenal doing that because of their first party. Their first party, they leverage it to constantly push content. That's why a lot of people forgive Sony, because the main thing you're supposed to do as a gaming company, they do it right.
What they made it gaming focus. That's what they did.
Yeah, that's what it is. So a lot of people forget this or that.
Although they have services like HBO, like you mentioned,
it's all optional.
PlayStation View.
It's all optional.
They even have a peripheral. Is it PlayStation Vita TV?
Yeah.
They
had all that shit. Now, if Microsoft were to have an equivalent first-party studio, just like Sony, nobody will have an issue with what Microsoft's doing. Some people are making the assumption that all these services are the priority over
video games.
Yeah,
improving your first-party. Yeah, and that's why people are having an issue. It's not so much of the services in of itself; is that it just seems like that is the number one priority for Microsoft, and then the number two priority is making games.
Puerto Rock,
and that's not
Puerto Rock.
I'm not saying that's true or not, but that's just the perception. Because it seems like every month there's something new service Microsoft comes out with, and then when we ask them, okay, when is Fable coming out? Is that being rebooted? Is what I'm saying? Like, do you have a new studio? Are you gonna let 343 create a new IP? Are you gonna let Coalition? What happened to Shanghai? Whatever that Shanghai game was when they were Black Tusk. Everybody's asking these questions. There's no answers, but then they'd be like, oh, by the way, we got Game Pass. Be like, we didn't ask. Oh, we got refund.
Yeah.
Oh, you could timestamp your game. Oh, you could do 4-player streaming on Mixer. They're doing all this shit, but the basic questions we're asking is not being answered. I mean, the last thing Phil Spence was wait 2 to 3 years.
Yes.
Like, holy shit! Like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not a knock on and really that's something. And you know what? I'm gonna be fair. Sony was going through those issues in the beginning of the year too, because it was happening the same thing. There wasn't a lot of exclusives being pushed out. You understand? The only thing is, it's kind of understandable.
That's why I kept saying. That's why I kept saying that they're going through the harvest period right now. You know, they're growing the crops. We're gonna see these all these fruits that Phil's growing right now maybe in a year or two.
I got my
fingers crossed. Here's the thing,
let me make one more point. The reason why I have my fingers crossed, because I don't like the whole idea, and I understand some gamers like this, they prefer this, but I don't like Phil Spencer's philosophy of he doesn't like to announce games unless it's coming out that year. I don't like that philosophy.
I don't agree.
And I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of gamers are like, yeah, that's cool because I don't want to know about it until it's coming out. But here's the problem. By having these first parties announce these games 2 to 3 years early, we know they're working on something and we can hold them accountable for the products they're making. If we don't know what they're making, that means we don't know what they're canceling.
Now, to Phil's defense, right? I think the reason why he's saying that and he's come up with his philosophy is because of what happened to Scalebound and Fable Legends. He doesn't want to go through. He doesn't want to go through the same thing again because it was a PR nightmare for him and the whole entire Xbox team. So
he should have never canceled.
But you know what? Those games being canceled wouldn't have been a big deal if he would have replaced them with something else. You can't cancel a game and not replace it with something. If Sony comes out today and say, "Hey guys, we're sorry. The development on God of War is not going the way we thought. We had to scrap that game." But guess what? In the meantime, here's the new such and such to take that place. Then we're like,
I can understand if it was just Scalebound, but it wasn't just that. He closed down Lionhead and Fable. That's like Sony closing down Santa Monica with God of War. And they also canceled Project Spark. I'm like, it was just a lot of shit he chopped. And it's like, okay, slow down, Phil. One of these projects, you have to tough it out. You have to tough out one of these projects. Whether it's, even if it ends up being a failure, it shows gamers good faith. Because remember, when you buy the console, it's an investment.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why
in this console.
See, that's how I felt, man. I felt like they kind of lack when it comes down to showing good faith in certain ways because hey, they canceled Scalebound, but what they could have done, they would have said, okay, we apologize for the cancellation of Scalebound, but hey, look, we got Ninja Gaiden 4 coming right here, exclusive.
We pulled out resources. We pulled out resources to Fable, or rebuilding this, or doing that, or
So if they said that, look, if Ninja Gaiden 4 replaced Scalebound, I would have been happy with that. That would have been me sorted right there. You gotta replace wherever you cancel with another game. They didn't really do that. When Street Fighter 5 was exclusive to the PlayStation, I remember Phil saying at one point, hey, we're going to make amends to Street Fighter 5.
We're still waiting for that
till this day.
We're still waiting.
With all due respect.
Yeah.
But
Sea of Thieves? Sea of Thieves?
It's not a fighting game, though, so I can't really say that.
Oh.
Yeah, here's the thing. They canceled that stuff, right? They never replaced it. And that leads them to the situation they're in now, where they have a brand new console coming out and only one game that's coming out at the same time. I gave Phil a suggestion, right? This was on Twitter, and I'm sure he read it and he let it sink in. But I told him that, look, why don't you, cut a deal with Sega and have a Jet Set Radio made, a Jet Set Radio free for the Xbox One. Because that game is identified as an Xbox game. Because they had Jet Set Radio Future, on the OG Xbox. Yeah, it's a Dreamcast game as well. And I think PS3 had a remaster of the first one. But just like Crash Bandicoot, Jet Set Radio is still identified as an Xbox game. Yeah.
When you say Jet Set Radio, I think Xbox off the top of my head. Because that was one of the first games I bought on the OG back in the day.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even cost that much money. It's a cel-shaded game, right? You only need 20 people to make it, and that's you. That's a game right there.
Guys, we all know Microsoft don't have a lack of IP under their umbrella. They have a lack of will to invest in those IPs and to create the games. For some reason, they refuse to take money give it to any piece of shit developer to create the games that they already have under their portfolio. Sure, they can come out with a Jet Set Radio. Sure, they can come out.
But that is a low risk, high rewarded game.
Yes,
it won't cost much. All they could do is, bring it out as fan service for the nostalgia reasons, and I'm sure you're gonna get all the OG fans out there going out there, in numbers to buy it. I know I'll definitely buy an Xbox with Jet Set Radio, man. Because that game I hold that near and dear.
I think I remember I talked to Ranald Thor, and he knows a lot of people in Microsoft, whatever. But from what I get for him, he's saying that for whatever reason, Microsoft built their studios to do just one specific thing. So like 343, all they're ever gonna do is Halo. Coalition, all they're ever gonna do is Gears.
Mm-hmm.
Turn 10, all they're ever gonna do is Forza. So they build these studios to do one specific function. Everybody in that environment, they know their function, they know their role. And I say this, I disagree with that, because let's say for 343, for Coalition, for whatever worth, they have game developer talent. You know what I'm saying? They know how to make games. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. Before you go ahead, Paul, with what you're saying, I just want to say one thing about the Coalition. That studio, I know people from the Coalition. I've talked to them. I've been in parties with them. I've even done an interview with one of them before. Mm-hmm. Those guys have such great talent in that studio. They got guys who made They have guys who made God of War, like ex-Santa Monica developers. They had guys who made freaking Splinter Cell. They had guys who made Uncharted. In that studio. They have guys who made Need for Speed.
Yeah. So now imagine
they had guys who were working on fucking Warhammer. They have like when it comes down to credentials, individual developers and their credentials is off the fucking wall, bro.
Imagine if Microsoft were to take that studio, plus them up so they can handle 2 projects. Still do their Gears, because that's their moneymaker. But then, come up with a new IP. Whether it's third person or first person, RPG. You understand what I'm saying? You guys got the talent. Each of you have some type of creativity, because, some of you were involved with God of War. Some of you were involved, all the things you just mentioned. Everybody was a part of something. They have different experiences. Come up with a new IP, and we're going to back it. Your God of War, your Gears of War.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Naughty Dog. Do what Sony did with Naughty Dog. Still make your Uncharted, and then all of a sudden pitch in The Last of Us. Do what they did with
Coalition. Last time
look at Guerrilla, all they did in their career was first-person shooters.
Yeah, Killzone.
And on their first new IP, it's a third-person action RPG, and it was successful.
Yes.
Those are the risks Microsoft needs to take. That's where they need to invest their stuff. You understand what I'm saying? That's what makes people be like, oh, shit, I got to get me an Xbox.
Yeah.
Because this shit is fire.
Do you think that third-party only strategy will take them where they need to be long-term? Do you think they can survive off of that for the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years? Phil Spencer says,
third party?
Yes, only.
I tell you why I think they can survive. I tell you why they can survive, because that's all they relied on with 360 for the last 2-3 years was third party, and they succeeded. So I don't see why they wouldn't with the Xbox One and the One X.
Here's the problem with that though. You got Sony and you got Nintendo throwing out exclusives after exclusives after exclusives on top of third party. So there is no incentive. Guess what? If I have a platform that's out there where I can get exclusives and multiplats, why would I just go buy a game that only gives me multiplats? That makes no sense.
No, but here's the thing. We're looking at it. There's one thing you're not realizing, and it's because of your own personal taste. There's people who's going to buy Xbox simply because it has Xbox Live. That's a system seller by itself.
I get.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, sure, you got the same multiplats on PlayStation, but those multiplats on PlayStation aren't connected to Xbox Live. Mm-hmm. So you're always going to have that fan base that play the multiplats because of Xbox Live. You know what I'm saying? It may not be as big as, it may not make them sell 100 million consoles, but it's still going to make Microsoft money. Because really at the end of the day, that's really Microsoft is really concerned. They're trying to make sure that their platform always brings in revenue. Sure, would they love to be the number one selling platform around the world? Of course. Yeah. But if you can't be number one, then the number 2 objective is profitability, make money. Sure, we can't catch up to Sony. We can't talk shit about having the number 1 selling, highest rated exclusive. We no longer can say Halo 5 outsold the top 4 PlayStation exclusive. We can't do that no more.
But Wolf,
you can still generate revenue.
That's sad because
I was gonna
us
say,
gamers don't care about their profitability. We don't care about their finances. We care about them competing for our dollars. The more exclusives Microsoft have, the more third party they have, the more exclusives each one of these manufacturers have, the better for the gamers. But you just can't sit back in the cut and say, "Hey, I'm just gonna relax on these and just let these Call of Duty and these Battlefield money come in and just
but you gotta understand again, for some gamers, their priority isn't always exclusives. Sometimes it's a certain, like for instance, I'll tell you, I talked to some Xbox dudes. They won't even turn on their console if their internet is out. Like if their house internet, let's say like the router's fucked up or the internet provider is messing up, they have outages or whatever. They don't even turn that console on. It's not turning on unless the internet's working.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's more about the Xbox Live.
See, I don't know about you guys, man, but I feel like this generation, I think there's been a bit of a decline when it comes down to exclusive sales, like sales with exclusive games. Like back in the day, PS2, 360, PS1. But during that era, man, like exclusives were selling like hotcakes. Now we come to that point where casuals out there, all they care about is the Madden, the 2Ks, the Call of Duty.
Yeah, but you gotta understand. Here's the thing: people don't realize.
If people cared about exclusive, if everybody cared about exclusive so much, then Uncharted 4 would have sold 60 million. Let's just keep it real.
No, that's not necessary because Madden don't.
But I know, but does
it
really mean that Uncharted is so bad? Hell no, man. 9-10 million is pretty impressive to me.
Yeah.
But then again, it just goes back to whether people care enough about exclusives.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the majority.
Here's the thing. The reason why it seemed like more exclusives sold more back then is because there was more exclusives back then. Remember, back before the 360 and PS3, third party strictly supported the #1 selling platform. There wasn't a lot of multi-plat developers, only a few like EA, maybe Ubisoft. Like look at the Devil May Cry. That shit wasn't on the OG Xbox or the GameCube.
Yeah.
Right? But during the 360 era, every Devil May Cry went on it. Metal Gear Solid used to be a PlayStation exclusive. You understand what I'm saying? Now it's multi-plat across all platforms. You understand what I'm saying? Final Fantasy was always an exclusive. Whether it's a Nintendo console or a PlayStation console, it was a multi-plat until the 360 PS3 era. You know what I'm saying? They launched same day on multiple platforms, So yeah, in the era where Final Fantasy 7 was exclusive, Metal Gear Solid 1 was exclusive. Hell, at one point Madden was exclusive. You know what I'm saying? They cut the ties with Dreamcast, and you can only get it on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, more exclusive sold better because most games were exclusive. They were multi-plat. Now the 360 and PS3 dynamic changed all that. Mainly because the PS3 was a poor seller and they needed a 360 to continue profit. But then they realized, you know what? Why strictly support the PS3? Let's just make games for everything. And what they notice is you got more sales. So now an exclusive game can't compete with a game that's on 4 or 5 platforms. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for Uncharted to compete with Call of Duty when Call of Duty's on 360, PC, and the PlayStation 4. Yeah. It's not going to compete with that, Now, if you look at those games individually on the PlayStation platform itself, meaning Uncharted versus Call of Duty strictly on the PS4, Uncharted goes head-to-head with Call of Duty, one-on-one. Mano a mano, Call of Duty sold like 9 million. Yeah, mano a mano, Uncharted goes toe-to-toe with any third-party game out there.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But strictly on the PS4. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, Call of Duty sold like 9-10 million, and Uncharted is 8 million. So it's like right there, it's holding its own. But now you throw in Xbox One numbers, Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. Okay, well, no shit, it's going to sell like 30 million. It's on every goddamn fucking platform out there. Uncharted, I guarantee if Uncharted was a multi-plat, that shit will sell 20, 25 million also. Every PC gamer, 360 gamer, and Xbox One gamer will buy that game too if it was available multi-plat. You understand what I'm saying? So multi-plats take over because they have more platforms to sell on. Exclusives is only one platform. You understand? But what that exclusive does is, if you put it in a box, and we saw this on November MPD, and I said it last year, if they put Uncharted as a bundle in a box and sell it for $250, it's going to outsell that Xbox One despite the UHD player.
And here's my question, Portal Rock. Here's my question. Here's my question though to you, Portal Rock, and to you, Kratos, man. Since we have Crackdown 3 coming, and it's going to be a launch game for the Xbox One X. Do you think they should bundle that game with the X for $500?
On the One X? Hell yeah.
Yep. I do not see that game.
I'm gonna tell you.
Do you think that game can stand on its own without a bundle?
Fuck no.
No.
That game. Crackdown was never
a big
holiday title.
Game. Yeah, it never.
It was a good title. It's a good title. Remember when Crackdown first came out? It came out in 2007, the same year as BioShock, Halo 7, Forza 2. You know what I'm saying? There was some. 2007 is known as one of the best years in gaming, and it isn't because of Crackdown. You understand? But Crackdown was a nice title, along with everything else. That's all that game is. It's like Infamous. You know what I'm saying? Infamous is a good title, but it isn't The Last of Us and God of War type title. It's just a good title that flows along with every other top killer PlayStation title. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about that life. You know, you're not going to put an Infamous game versus Halo to see who's going to win. You know what I'm saying? It's not that game. You know, if you're going to compete with Halo, Gears of War, you need Uncharted, you need The Last of Us, you need Spider-Man, you need the big killer AAA.
So basically bundling it with the X would just make the game even more relevant. People would talk about it a lot.
I think so. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a new game, it's something people would play, and it's at no cost to the user. Because the console costs $500 anyway, so people will look at it as a free game, and they'll be like, you know what? All right, I'll get this. This is pretty good. It comes with a free game. Sure, I'll try it out. You understand? So, but as a standalone, that shit's gonna get murdered in October. It's gonna get murdered.
I think this will benefit both Xbox One X and the game simultaneously. It will benefit the game as a whole, and it will benefit the One X sales because they're gonna look at that thing and they'll look at the $500 price tag. But when they look at a game with it, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I might as well just pick this up right now.
Yeah.
You know,
at the very least, they need to bundle it with the One S. At the very least. At the very least. Maybe even have a custom console for the S. Yeah, like a Crackdown custom bundle with the One S. At the very least. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not that big game. It's not a big holiday game to compete with the Call of Duty and the Destinies. It's just not that game, bro. You saw Gears of War. No shot at Gears of War 4. But Gears of War 4 did not sell like the first three.
Oh,
nowhere near
it.
You know what I'm saying?
The first three,
it just did it. It's a fantastic game.
The first three sold like
fantastic
9-10
game
million each, man.
Yeah, fantastic game. But they put that game in the middle of Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, and Call of Duty. Like, what are you doing, bro? That's four multiplayer games.
That should have been a September release, man.
Yeah, it should have been earlier, or they should have delayed it till this year. Because think about it. Over the last 6 months, if they would have put Gears of War 4 in March, that shit would have sold like crazy because the platform was starving for an exclusive. It's out in March. That shit would have sold like 3 million the first week because there's nothing else to buy. People would have just bought it. Even people who don't like Gears would have bought it because it's a big new exclusive.
It's a new exclusive. Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna buy it because what else I'm gonna buy? Fucking Voodoo Vince. Give me my goddamn fucking Gears. You see what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. But yo, man,
that milled the first week easy in March.
Yo, another topic that I wanted to talk about before we head off, man, was Ninoh Kuni 2 has been delayed until January the 19th of 2018. Now, what I'm gonna say about that is exactly what you just said right now, Paul Rock. It was a very smart business decision. Now, people are trying to mix it up, trying to say that it was it's delayed because development issues. No, it's not really a development thing. I think the game's already fully done. It's fully made.
Yeah.
I just think it's based on a financial thing because they're not going to benefit releasing that game, throwing it in with the Sharks on November 10th when you got Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Star Wars Battlefront a few days after that.
Yeah.
That game's going to completely get buried. No, when you go to the store, that's going to get overshadowed even on the shelves. It'll be covered.
No one's even going to promote that game.
Exactly.
Sony are not going to promote that game.
Call of Duty. Yeah, they ain't got Sony. What's Sony gonna do? Marketing. Yeah, they're gonna any airtime Sony got is either gonna be for Call of Duty, Destiny, or Star Wars. Sony's not gonna do no damn Ninoh Kuni 2 commercials. They're not doing that.
That's true.
The game's gonna get buried. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a Ninoh Kuni fan, this is the best decision to ensure the game's success and to play a part 3 one day. You know what I'm saying? It is the best decision for that game, especially in November. Like when was it supposed to come out? Like
November 10th. November 10th.
The 10th. The 10th, right?
That's right in the middle of it all, man.
Yeah, I think that's when. Hold on, let me look at the calendar real quick because I think Call of Duty comes out the 7th that week. Ain't nobody gonna be playing Ninoh Kuni 2 that week.
Yep.
Oh, shit, all you're gonna see is Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. Especially that is back to boots on the ground. You would have to be off the hardest core RPG dude ever in life.
When does the Xbox
now one
One
thing about me is that I'll probably play Ninoh Kuni 2 over I'll probably play Ninoh Kuni 2 over Call of Duty, but I know the majority are not going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what you want to do, you want to give this game an opportunity to be accessible to people who are like, you know what? I've been playing Call of Duty for a while, or I've been playing, you know, they want something new. They just want something different.
It's good that the game's releasing January the 19th because it will have its own spotlight. You know, I don't know anything else releasing during that time. So
and a lot of people would already have, the shooters for like a month and two.
January is actually really quiet when it comes down to the gaming world, unless you're on a Sony platform. But what I'm saying is that during January, if you're releasing Ninoh Kuni 2, obviously people are going to go pick it up during that time.
Yeah. You know, and some people, like you said, they already been playing Destiny for like 3 months. They already have been playing Star Wars and Call of Duty for like a month and a half, 2 months.
They'll take a break from
try something different. Like, you know, I'm kind of bored. You know what? Let me try this RPG and, you know, play this for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Take a break from all the multiplayer madness. You know what I'm saying? And then that's a good decision.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's close to Dragon Ball Z Fighters as well. So you're gonna have like a Bandai Namco, you know, JRPG and a fighting game right near each other, which is a good thing. It'll be a good thing for, you know, those genres respectively. Now releasing Dragon Ball Z, I think Dragon Ball Z Fighters is already done as well. There's gonna be a beta coming real soon. So if they really wanted to, Dragon Ball Z Fighters could have released, you know, at the end of the year, but you know, obviously, you know, it was a logical thing that they did, though, man. Having it delayed, and I'm not even mad about it. You know, people are trying to make fun. You know, people trying to say, another delay on the delay station or whatever. Man, I ain't even tripping off of that, bro.
I'm not. Really that's your.
It's not like we're limited over here anyway.
Yeah, it's not like we're starving. I mean, I'm still trying to catch up to some of the exclusives.
Now. No shot intended. But if you're an Xbox guy and Ninoh Kuni 2 is exclusive and that's been delayed, that would suck for you guys, definitely.
Yeah.
But Sony have such a strong bench. Their bench is fucking insane, yo. It really is. They have a world-class fucking bench.
There was talk saying that, you know, Sony's now exclusives or, you know, games only on Sony, PlayStation, whatever you want to call it. They're dry for the rest of the year. And I'm thinking, dry? Shit, I still got, you know, I got Lost Legacy. I got fucking Frozen Wilds coming up. I got Hellblade coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Lawbreakers.
Lawbreakers. And I'm like,
GT.
I'm not even going to play
bro.
GT. Like, yo, but here's the thing. I could say, fuck that game. And I still got more than enough. Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not into racers.
You could buy
and I still got more than enough. And I still got more than enough games. And that too, I still got more than enough games. Uncharted. And I'm like purposely not gonna buy GT. I'm like, that's not my thing. So, and I'm not even stressing it. But what Xbox gamer out there is gonna say, I'm not gonna buy Forza this year? Then what the fuck are you gonna play? Crackdown and that's it? you better buy Forza because there's really not much else to play. You know what I'm saying?
What did they have this holiday season? Is it Forza and Crackdown?
They got Forza, Crackdown, and Cuphead.
Wow.
That's it. Like, seriously. And then they want to throw shade. I'm like, y'all guys are bugging. And then be like, oh, Porter, you can't count DLC. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yo, the best shit you got so far is the obvious DLC. And I'm not throwing shade because that shit does look cool. But what I'm saying is, why is it that you guys could fucking be happy and say, oh, man, this is amazing. But then when I want to play DLC, which is more content than Quantum Break, because Lost Legacy has, you know, a 10 to 12 hour campaign multiplayer and is only $40 as compared to a 6-hour game for $60. Yet I can't be happy to play a game that's made by Naughty Dog and is great. I'm like, you guys are bugging. Exactly. Y'all keep playing your Hot Wheels and stop, you know, stop bullshitting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
No, definitely.
They bugging, you know? And you know what's funny is the Pulse wasn't throwing shit at Xbox. It was just strictly like, yo, PlayStation still got a lot of games to play.
Yo, and
that's when all the hearing, I was like, wow, bro.
Yo, Pororock, I'm hearing that, I'm not, take this with a grain of salt, people, even everybody on the chat. But Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen Wilds or whatever it's called, I'm hearing that could be a standalone game. It's possible that it's a standalone game.
Oh, man, well, yo, I wouldn't doubt it. Or either way, yo, I'm copping that shit.
Yep.
And it'd probably be like 6 to 7 or maybe even 8 hours long.
Ooh, that worked for me. You know what I'm saying? If they could, if these guys could pull like what CD Projekt Red did, what CD Projekt Red did, like their fucking DLC is almost like a fucking game in itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all of the expansions were huge.
With The Witcher,
it's just The Witcher, like the expansions are pretty much as big as other RPGs in itself. Oh, that shit would be crazy. That would be crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's cool? Because you know how, for some reason, The Witcher devs gave props to Horizon, then you started seeing all those drawings or whatever. You know what I mean? They like, The Witcher devs congratulated, the Horizon team and shit, Guerrilla and stuff. So I wonder if Guerrilla is inspired by them, so that way when they do make this DLC, they try to mimic what CD Projekt Red did in terms of content and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be pretty cool if they get inspired. Be like, yo, we're gonna do what CD Projekt Red did, and we're just gonna make a big banging expansion pack.
I think Lost Legacy. I think Lost Legacy is gonna sell like crazy. I think it's gonna do at least 3 to 4 million at least, at minimum, 3 to 4 million. And plus, it's a $30-$40 game? Is that
$40?
Yeah,
including multiplayer. So you got that,
and includes the multiplayer and the Horde mode or whatever. Uncharted's version, it has everything.
The Survivor mode or whatever it's called. So you got
Survivor mode.
So you got that you had that replayability right there in itself, right? Yeah. So you're getting a bang for your buck right there already. So obviously, if that sells and that succeeds, I'm sure Guerrilla Games are gonna look into that and they're gonna think, hey, why don't we do something similar to that? Where we'll have a separate disc, sell this as a separate game.
Yeah. If they could get a big thing,
Yeah, man, that's just.
And then also huge, Hellblade 2. Hellblade's out. Oh man, I like Ninja Theory. Something about Ninja Theory.
Yeah, man, and that's the spiritual successor to Heavenly Sword. Like, can you see Hellblade and Heavenly Sword? Like, one's heaven, one hell, man. So
I'm wondering if there's because they're not talking about it.
There might be Easter eggs, man.
Yeah, there might be Easter eggs or some shit.
Exactly.
It's just too convenient. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I just hope, if Hellblade, Sony can greenlit Heavenly Sword too, man. That would be huge.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I love that game. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy it.
Sony funded the Heavenly Sword movie. It's on Netflix. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's pretty awesome, man.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That's what I thought was going to be a bigger franchise. Because once I saw the comic strips and then the movies, I'm thinking, oh shit, this shit's going to be a big thing, But the sequel never came out. I'm like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what ended up happening.
Originally, Heavenly Sword was meant to be a multi-plat. They even had a 360 version running as well, by the way. But
did they?
Last minute, Sony snatched it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's what happened. And you know what?
Wow.
I don't blame. Awesome, man. Sony they've always had a good eye for hits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially when it comes down to second and third party. They will see a certain project made where it's an indie game, where it's a second party or third party game. Yeah. They have that eye when it comes down to hits and everything, and they know how to pick the right ones when it comes down to making deals.
Look at Ninoh.
Yeah, look at Ninoh.
What it is,
they swept up the publishing rights, and that game is fantastic. My game of the year, bro.
Speaking of which,
Ninoh's my game of the year.
Well, you already know, Pororock, that's my game of the year. I made it clear.
That's game of the year, bro.
Multiple times I made that shit clear. That's my game of the year.
Yeah.
And speaking of Ninoh, of fucking Ninoh, we're getting DLC on the 25th of July.
The next DLC is out.
The second expansion.
Fuck yeah. God, it's the 24th or 25th?
25th of July, the second expansion for Ninoh. I'm hearing it's going to be bigger than the first, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Wow.
So yeah, man, I'm really happy about that. And
no lack of content on the PlayStation side of things, obviously, guys. Bro,
I haven't even completed the first expansion yet. I haven't had time.
Yeah, that's the what is this? Something of the North?
Dragon of the North.
Yeah.
I haven't had time
to
play.
Of the North.
I haven't even had time to play Dragon of the North.
It's a lot. That game is huge. I'm finally in the Omni region.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And you know
that's the last region, right?
Oh, you know what? I've only played like 2 missions on Dragon of the North, and that was it. I don't know if I played one with you, but yo, man, like.
No, I didn't play. Yeah, I didn't play Dragon of the North yet because I'm sticking straight to the story of.
I enjoyed that game
because
so damn much.
I'm in the region now.
Yo, I enjoyed it so damn much, and I call it my game of the year. I just had to buy the DLC for Neo, man. I just had to fucking do it, bro. Yeah. It just wouldn't make no sense.
It deserves it.
Oh, definitely, man. And I just wanna support Team Ninja, man. You know what I'm saying? Since Hiragaki left, you know, Team Ninja, I think they've just been on the low. And since Ninja, they've been on the rise again, and I'm pretty happy about that. This game really put them back on top. Yeah, and there's one other game that I have my eye on, and I mentioned it several times on Twitter. It's called Hidden Dragon Legend. It's a 2D side scroller, like Ninja Gaiden.
I saw you tweeted that. Felton, AJ Felton. So I looked at the video. I was like, "Yo, this shit looks dope."
Mm-hmm.
It's like Ninja Gaiden side scrolling, right? When you see that shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm gonna buy that shit day one, yo. It's from a Chinese developer, by the way, too. And another guy, and I'm so gassed up about, is Lost Soul Aside. The guy, you know, it was made by that one guy who made it on his own. That JRPG that was made by that one dude. He made it all on his own. Lost Soul. Seen it, man.
Oh shit.
That shit went viral, man. That video ended up getting so many views that Sony actually snatched him up.
Oh shit.
It's made by another Chinese developer as well. So if you type on YouTube "Lost Soul Aside," bro, let me tell you something. You gonna be gassed up right now, man. You should check it out right fucking now, dude. I want to hear your reaction right now. Live on the Greatness Podcast. I want to hear your reaction, man.
Well, we know Wolf gonna be getting that day one.
Okay. All right.
So
Lost Soul Aside.
Wolf, did you have?
Aside, yeah.
Okay.
Did you have any more topics?
Oh, well, I think we've covered everything now, man. Unless, hold on, we got the Mario Kart VR to talk about too. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah, guys, we ran into some news. Mario Kart will be in VR in Japan for the time being on the HTC Vive. So if you YouTube it, you can look and see.
What? On PC?
Yes, it's in a Japanese arcade which are basically PC machines.
Well, now apparently I'm hearing that Bandai Namco are actually part involved in it as well.
Yes,
I don't know if they're involved with the full development, but they're involved in it.
They're doing
putting a Mario Kart game on PC. Yo,
yes, they're doing the full development. Now check this out. There was an article I tweeted out earlier that said that's only for a limited time. After that, it will come to the Oculus Rift and the PlayStation VR.
Holy shit!
Nah,
you bugging, man.
Nah, you bugging. Yo,
so think about it. If Nintendo is at the point now,
my man pulling a crap game right now. Oh shit! Yo, that shit will be wild.
Well, it's, the weird thing about it is the game is not published by Nintendo. So I don't know what kind of deal they worked out there, but now it's in the it's in Japan on the arcades.
Bandai Namco.
And it's a full-blown Mario Kart?
It's a full-blown Mario Kart. In VR.
It's called you know what the name? It's called Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix VR.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yo, I'll be honest, I'm all types of confused. I really don't know what to say. Like, this doesn't but this is different, man. I mean, I understand Nintendo going for phones because it's usually like a lower grade, cheap knockoffs of their IPs. The Pokemon and Mario. It's not the full-fledged experience that you get on a handheld or console. This is big.
VR?
You know what I'm saying? Even if it's VR, you're talking about an experience that Nintendo can't replicate
anywhere else.
Hell, this shit might be more fun. Yeah, this shit might be more fun than the Switch version. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Well,
like this could be huge, especially the graphics.
Well, if you go to YouTube,
if somebody plays this Mario Kart,
you'll be like you're in
on a powerful rig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
people could be like,
if you guys go on YouTube, you'll see where you're driving a car in first person, and obviously you can see the wheels on the front of the car. And in order to throw your power-ups or anything like that, you just take your hand and throw it. Like if I have a mushroom or a shell, I can just take it and throw it.
Damn,
bro. Your hand, yeah. So that
Nintendo just saved VR with that shit, bro. Yo,
I can't say, it's looking like
Nintendo, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Yo,
that shit would be dope.
That's a VR seller right there, bro.
Yo, if I'm driving around and I just lift up my hand and throw some shit at you, yo, that's some shit right there. That's some shit right there. If I throw like a little mushroom power shit and knock you the fuck out.
Exactly. So it's exclusively on the HTC Vive for a limited time, and then the guys are planning on trying to move that to the other VR platforms. That's basically what it said. So.
Well, I could see other VR platform being, Samsung,
Oculus.
The phone one, yeah, VR, and then Oculus. I can't see PlayStation VR.
Well, I mean, there's only
because
here's the thing.
The PlayStation platform.
Do you honestly think? Do you honestly think Nintendo are gonna put their prized asset on a competitor's platform? That's just crazy thinking about that, man.
Why not? They put it on HTC Vive, which is PC. So,
but they're not. They're not competing with PC.
But the PC, the Switch is not competing with PC. It's not. Nobody's walking in Best Buy. Should I get me an Alienware or Nintendo Switch? No one's making that decision. No people are making that decision. No one's making that decision. This is totally different.
We shall see.
I'm not doubting. I'm not doubting you. No, wherever you read that, I don't know, man.
That would be incredible.
I'm 50-50 on it right now.
You probably got that from Krabs channel. I'm playing, man. I'm playing. that's some crazy shit right there.
We can always hope. Cheers. I think wasn't the Switch supposed to come out with a VR unit? Wasn't that stated by Nintendo a while back?
I saw a pattern about that a while back, but I don't know if that shit was true or not.
No, it could be VR, but it don't have to be the most powerful one. I think Sony proved that you didn't have to have the cream of the crop powerful PC, juggernaut of a PC to do a great iteration of VR. That's a great experience. They did that with a $249 OG PS4 vanilla. So, it's not out of the equation to say you can have one on the Switch, which has, the screen is only 720p. So it's not like you have to try to pump the resolution out, ultra high at, super duper 240 frames per second. So we'll see. I mean, Nintendo is known for doing VR on its 3D handsets. Any 3DS
trickery. They could perform their trickeries and somehow make it happen. I'm not doubting them. I'm sure they could do it, especially with an art style like that. I'm sure it's not going to be that hard to achieve that, especially results like that on a VR platform. I'm sure they can do that, man. But man, it's been a great show. We might as well pack you up right now. Is there anything you want to add, Kratos, before we head? And plug yourself in like you always do, man.
Definitely. The cream of the crop for me, you knew it going in, man, was that GT Sport. I'm a racer to heart, and I'm definitely gonna, cop Forza 7 on that X and GT Sport. Give you a live side-by-side comparison. Give you my reviews. See how they feel in my racing rigs. Can't wait for that, man. Can't wait. It's a great time to be a gamer. Especially on the PlayStation side, there's plenty of content for you. If you do not own the PlayStation right now, do not consider yourself a real gamer, because there's just games. And now I'm not saying that's a fanboy. I'm just saying these guys are giving you consistent, games and titles for any genre you like. If you like, RPGs, if you like action games, if you like races, if you like shooters, there's something for you every week on the greatness side. And if you guys,
Kratos, man, you a troublemaker, bro.
you know I got to do my thing, man. You know Kratos got to do his thing. Anyway, thank you guys for rocking out with us. This is your boy J Dub. You can always find me on the Greatness Podcast channel and my solo channel, Kratos Underground Presents. And Porter Rock, thank you for coming on, man. Go ahead and shout your channel out.
Hey, what's going on, people?
Hold on.
Oh shit.
Hold on one second. Before you plug in, I want to know your opinion on Lost Soul Aside.
Oh, Lost Soul Aside, I haven't been able to watch it yet. I got to pause right now.
Behind the scenes. Once we out, check it out.
Yeah,
plug
that's
in
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Porter Rock 77. You can check me out on my channel, Porter Rock 77, and check me out every Wednesday, 7 p.m. for the 60 Frames No Lag podcast. You know what I'm saying? Where we keep it real and we keep it gaming. You know what I'm saying? But hey, thanks for allowing me to have a great discussion with you, gentlemen, on the Greatness Podcast.
Thanks, man. Thanks for rocking out with us. Again, we always extend that invitation to you. Love your channel, love your content. Welcome back, by the way, brother. Welcome back, man. I know you are out of the country, and glad to see you back, man. We missed you, and glad that when you finally came with that first podcast out the gate, I knew it was going to be some trouble. So I knew it was going to be some trouble. So I was like, we know Porter Rock's back. But
yeah.
Definitely, you guys go ahead.
Well, glad to see you back. I watched your video about the hate the Dreamcast guy was getting on his channel and the death threats and everything. So I watched that video, and you had a great point. All you came up with was just common sense and just logic. At the end of the day,
that's it,
an opinion is an opinion. You don't have to hate the dude and call up his house and dox him and all that kind of weird shit. You don't have to do that. Like, if you don't like what he says, then just unsubscribe or just press X and move on to the next video. That's all you got to do.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
So, I just want to give one last shout out to Porter Rock and his podcast, the 60 Frames No Lag podcast. 60 frames meaning no bullshit. Meaning no lag and no bullshit. Great show. He has a great panel all the time. He always has, different people from, different backgrounds of gaming and everything. And, it's a very diverse podcast. So you guys on the channel ought to check out his podcast, man. Because I'm a big fan of it myself. And it's good to see you back, man. I know you've been over there in Scotland and
man.
In Edinburgh and everything.
Edinburgh. Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
I know you got sick though when you were eating that pudding and everything. So I hope you're all right.
Oh no, I stood away from the blood pudding. But I did eat the haggis. I did have haggis. That's just pretty good.
Oh, that's just up, man. But hopefully, one day you could visit London, man.
Oh, definitely. That's definitely on my list to visit.
Yeah, definitely, man. But man, we're gonna be out, man. Do check out next week for episode 24 of the Greatness Podcast, along with the usual panel. And man, shout out to you guys on the chat. Shout out to the PlayStation Nation. Also, shout out to all the Xbox and Nintendo dudes out there who tune in and watch. I don't just favor one side. I rock out with everybody. Even you PC guys out there, the level-headed ones. I'm saying, shout out to you guys too. But Kratos, man. It's down to you. You push that button, bro.
All right. Thanks again for rocking out with us, guys. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can be notified anytime we're live. Looking at some good things for the future. Thank you guys for rocking out with us. Good night and God bless.
God bless.